Hello and welcome back to We Bought a Mic, a pop culture podcast for things that we are looking forward to, that we are hyped for in the year 2023. My name's Ernest.
My name is Hunter, but I'm wearing those like New Year's Eve glasses that have 23 forced in there. I'm thinking that the T, we're going to make that into a 2 somehow. The 3 is easy. We just throw that. That's a backwards E. And then we got the Hunter right there as 23. That's how I can make my glasses say that we're talking about the year 2023.
Sick.
Where would you guys put the 23 in yours?
I know. I'm gonna need like 10 minutes. Hold on, pause. And we're back.
The gap,
So you thought
the
about
gap
it?
between the 2 and the 3, just that space, just in the negative zone there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do D. The R is a 2 with a little bit of finagling.
Mm-hmm.
And then the E is obviously the 3.
The R as a 2 is you could make that work.
It's been done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the first. I won't be the last.
Ernie, you could pretty much do the same thing. Just have the R as that and then just like skip. Well, no, because it'd be 32.
I didn't even consider the name part. I was just thinking about the eye holes.
Oh, yeah.
That was my priority there.
Yeah, we didn't really like take the designing of this into account for like vision and being able to see things.
Yeah, fuck it then. It just says Drew and 2023.
Yeah.
And you can't see.
I'm thinking that the 2 and the 3 both like cross right in front of your eyeballs and it causes so many accidents.
Well, we're back.
Happy New Year, fellas.
We are all
February 8th.
all done with Listomania, all done with Cat in the Hat.
Just kidding.
And now we get to take a beat here to look forward to the year 2023 and get excited, get hyped for some pop culture things, some films, some shows.
We're going to lead off pre-list with our consensus number 1, which is obviously Adam Driver's 65.
I have heard about this.
This is a movie that I saw a trailer for.
I've seen the trailer for it multiple times now, and it looks so bad.
They're showing it at the theater.
Hey, it's produced by Sam Raimi.
I know.
I'm happy for Adam Driver. That Adam Driver is just like, you know what? I'm gonna take my turn at like schlock cinema.
That's the thing. It literally just looks like it's like After Earth.
It might as
it
might as well be like what was the movie with that came out last year, like Lion or whatever the hell it was?
Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if there was a beast?
What if there was a really big tiger lion
that was
creature?
trying to eat Idris?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, 65, is short for 65 million years ago.
Wow, shocker.
Which is funny.
What a twist.
I do like that I can like just go ahead and preemptively like before the movie comes out just know like, all right, on my Blu-ray wall, I just need to like notch everything down a space because that's going to go right up here at the top.
You don't have a separate shelf for like all the number movies?
No, I'm a number at the beginning type of guy of the alphabet. I don't know about you guys if your numbers at the beginning or the end. I think that if you put numbers at the end of the alphabet, you should go to hell.
But
that's just me.
You're disrespecting the written word.
It's called numero alphabet for a reason.
Remember when I was really bored one day and I made a letterbox list called Movies in Order?
Oh man,
this?
so you can like really put 65.
Yeah, it was like year 1. Remember with Jack Black and
how far down did you get? What year?
I got to 100. I got to 100. I wanted to get to 100. It was tough.
Where'd you get 60? What's in 65 right now? Can it be bumped out? Can it be replaced by the film 65?
It's gonna. Yeah, I mean it's a shoe-in. 65 is a movie called Bob Dylan 65 Revisited.
Oh, okay. Well,
actually, it's just called 65 Revisited, but it says Bob Dylan. It's like starring Bob Dylan in 65
Bob
Revisited.
Dylan is 65.
It's 65 minutes long.
You know,
is it actually? That's nice. Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's a Transformers movie coming out this year that's not directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
So this is your number 1 pick.
The Beasts.
Beast Wars?
Dude, Beast Wars are happening.
Do you remember
Rise of the Beasts?
Remember the Beast Wars cartoon? Did you ever see that?
No.
Go on YouTube, look up Beast Wars.
So
no.
Were those associated with Transformers? Because whenever I first heard this announcement, I was like, weren't those two different toys? And now they're
no,
just the same?
the animals transform. It's Beast Wars : Transformers.
You know, I think I'm just thinking of an entirely different children's show that was just made to sell toys that also had beasts in it. Maybe He-Man.
I'm showing
I don't
Drew
know.
and Hunter a clip of Transformers Beast Wars right now. This is what we should be expecting from the film
that
this
looks
year.
really good. Oh my god! Did
you
Michael
make that?
Bay make the original?
I went on Chat GPT and I was like, show me like an animated show of Transformers.
You would have to
Beast
tell
Wars.
ChatGPT to make it look bad, to make it look like that.
Wait, so what am I looking at here? I don't understand
So
what you're showing
Are
me.
they about to start fucking?
Are they about to turn to robots or what?
yeah, no, that's the whole premise is the Transformers came to Earth during like prehistoric times. Because, you know, the whole thing about why they're vehicles is because they're robots in disguise.
Yeah, of course.
So
Are they in disguise as
they're-
like dinosaurs?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Optimus is actually like a sick fucking T-Rex.
No, that's Megatron. Jesus.
Oh. What is Optimus like that bitch little wasp or something or?
No, it's the gorilla.
Oh, of course. Okay. All right,
Oh
that's
my
fine.
God. Fuck. God.
So is this a real movie?
His name is Optimus Primal.
I cannot wait for us in our fantasy film league for somebody to drop like $250
On Optimus Primal.
on Optimus Primal.
Yeah, dude.
Because you know that movie's gonna make like $2 billion. It's gonna pass the way of water and be the most culturally important movie.
I
ever.
mean, Bumblebee wasn't huge.
But Bumblebee didn't have Transformers in the title.
Yeah, it wasn't Bumblebee
Look at-
Transformers
Dude, just
origins.
look at Jurassic World Dominion. Like literally one of the most depressing pieces of content that I have ever half
and
ingested
it
in
made
my
big
life.
money.
And it made so much goddamn
Yeah.
money.
Well, actually, speaking of like first round picks, you know, once we actually get into it, I'm gonna list out the stuff that we picked last year that didn't come out that is gonna roll over. But there's some things that would have been on this list if we had done this earlier that are now released.
Yeah. Well, we thought that it was, I mean, normally we kind of can chill on the most anticipated things. 'Cause it's like, it's Dumpuary. Like, we're just going to get like, what is Megan going to be like the sensation of the year and make a
Plane.
shit ton of money?
Plane would have been my number one pick.
Is Skinamarink going to be like this closeted hit that's going to surface out of nowhere? But so far, 2023, off to a great start.
Off to a
As somebody
great
who
start.
just saw Infinity Pool like less than 48 hours ago.
Oh, did you jump in?
I jumped in. I went straight from the Way of Water into Infinity Pool.
Okay.
I
How
could
was
just
that?
watch
Was
Infinity
it
Pool
warm?
twice instead of watching Avatar again. But
How was the temp?
it was what would you call the temperature of your semen? Because it's that
Warm.
temperature.
98.6.
All right, then there you go. It's that temperature.
Because the waters of Pandora are like probably a little nipply, a little chilly.
Really? I think that
They're
it's
all
very
blue.
tropical.
I mean,
Tropical.
I associate blue with like, you know, a little on the cooler side. All those
Okay.
blue people, they get bluer.
So do you think it's like 30? It's like just above freezing. Well, we don't even know what freezing is. It might
Yeah.
be like freezing in Pandora might be like
Yeah.
negative 100.
It's like 2400 Kelvin or something. But then you go from that to Infinity Pool. It's like doing the plunge versus the sauna, you know. Did you want to talk about Infinity Pool? Is that a thumbs up recommend?
It's a thumbs up recommend, but just be prepared. It's like you know, if a Cronenberg made White Lotus, and so if that sounds intriguing to you, then by all means go for it. I wouldn't recommend it to most people I know, just because most people wouldn't be into it. It is funny though. I'll talk about it at a different time with you guys whenever you have seen it, but I felt similar to Infinity Pool as I think what Drew described with the last Cronenberg, with the David Cronenberg film that came out last year, where I was like, go harder. Like, I want to get fucking depraved in this. I want to walk out of the theater and just be like,
more cum.
I want to be mortified. I want to have images like make me sick to my stomach. There's a couple things that are like, pretty upsetting, pretty nauseating. The most upsetting sex sequence since Midsommar, I would say. Yeah.
Jeez. When will Brandon and David Cronenberg make their own Pinocchio? That's my question, because I would
Man.
see the fuck out
Then
of that.
we're gonna have to watch more Pinocchios. Don't preview. Don't give away our episode for next week just yet. Listeners at home, if you want to watch all of the Pinocchio content that came out this past year.
So the big one that we should talk about is that new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Knock at the Cabin. I think it's safe to say that this would have been some level of anticipation looking forward to. We loved Old and all its flaws.
Sure.
It is what it is.
I loved Old and all its flaws. That's
I
true
love
of me.
talking about Old with you guys. I don't know if I enjoyed
we
the
loved
experience.
watching it. That was a fun movie to watch. Come on.
It was fun. The highs to me were way higher than the highs in Knock at the Cabin. Although, I gotta say, because we all saw this together at a screener, the reception's been relatively positive for this movie. A lot more positivity than I expected walking out of the theater. Because my main takeaway is like, even if you take the positives in the movie for what they are, it's sort of like a pretty just like run of the mill movie. Like, am I crazy for
Well, your comparison, Hunter, was like it's just like an average Shudder movie.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty apt.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. The way it transitions from beat to beat is just very movie. There a lot is being made of his incredible direction and how he used like film cameras from the 70s. It looks digital as fuck to me. It doesn't.
It has like a filmy look to a lot of it, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's trying to do like the 70s horror, 70s psychological horror thing.
It has, I think, its biggest strength is performances. It has some really super solid performances all around.
That was my note on my card. Is that it's clumsy. It's pretty rough, but it's elevated by the acting.
Very elevated, and it is relatively well directed, but not. I wouldn't call the directing standout. In fact, we talked about afterward. We all agreed on this. A lot of that movie hinges on seeing news sequences on television, and those were horrifically directed.
Yeah.
Those were really, really.
It really rips you out of the.
It really.
Story.
There was like such an opportunity to create additional tension in those, and it's just wasted. It's 100% wasted. And that you have to put that on M. Night if you're going to put the positives on M. Night.
Yeah, there's so many beats of this story that rely on these newscasts. And it's like, man, if you're going to make this such an important part of this movie, like put more work into it.
Because especially a week or two ago, I watched Missing, this, the spiritual sequel to Searching. And those movies, obviously they're an entirely different ballgame, but they know how to utilize things like newscasts and just like home videos, like TikToks, as opposed to
you buy it,
as opposed to like high quality camera footage coming from wherever the fuck that's apparently on the news now. Like it's such a different. I don't know. That was a huge missed opportunity. Glasses could have been smaller.
My hit Letterboxd review. Yeah, it's a sensation. It's sweeping the nation. Dave Bautista glasses not small enough.
400, 500 billion likes.
Yeah, it's actually the most liked review of any movie ever on Letterboxd.
More than Letterboxd. I think that I came out the most positive out of us all in the theater. I had a fun time with this. I wasn't bored necessarily at the vast majority of this movie.
It moves along.
I thought that, the thing is, it's an M. Night movie. And I have been critical in the past of some things that M. Night does, not necessarily with the twists and turns and stuff like that, because I think that those are very swing and miss. Sometimes they hit, sometimes a lot of times they don't. But I have never been the biggest fan of like how M. Night actually directs and by that I mean like how he frames shots. That's always been something that's bothered me in his movies, where he does these like hyper close-ups that don't really serve any purpose, or sometimes there'll be like a framing choice where it's like half of somebody's nose is cut off and it almost just feels like a mistake. And I don't know, that's always been a thing in his movies that I've kind of just noticed shot to shot. of course, I mean, we have a fucking WBAM named after this guy in the first place for the
We
movie.
had.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we might have to revisit that again this year. It's just going to go back and forth between Baz Luhrmann and M. Night, depending on who makes a movie that year. But the Bimbo Award for the movie that looks great or appears great but is really dumb. This is gonna be a runaway favorite at this point because
this is
movie,
pretty dumb.
It thinks it's so smart. Though.
Yeah,
it's like
this moral dilemma.
This is all like a metaphor for the apocalypse. The four horsemen are there, and I don't want to get into spoilers for everything for where the movie goes, but like. It's so dumb. It's so dumb heavy-handed.
When it wouldn't be as dumb if it didn't feel the need to spell everything out at the end. Like that's where it kind of fell apart for me.
I don't have. It's an M. Night movie. I think that my expectations were just so low for this because, as much as I love joking about Old wasn't a good movie.
Don't you dare.
You go to a beach, you get old.
Old was a way better looking movie. Like infinitely.
So much better. This also is like
movie.
It's COVID movie to death. Like you can just feel like we have a small crew and we're all in one location in a house and you can see us doing COVID tests in the background if you look hard. Like it feels like that. You can feel that while watching it.
If you chop off the last 10 minutes of Old, you have like a close to great movie. Like there, as questionable as some of the storytelling choices are in that movie, it's a ride, and you know, it's one of those movies where like you have to do the whole leap of faith thing, where like you kind of just have to go with it. This movie doesn't really quite have that. I think it starts out really strong. Where you're just like immediately thrown in the action. Like they don't waste any time like setting anything up. You're just in it.
Yeah, and then you get the setup throughout the movie in flashbacks.
Yeah, it kind of backtracks. And I like that. And I knew some of these actors going in. Like I knew Jonathan Groff and Dave Bautista and Rupert Grint were in it. But the standout for me was Ben Aldridge.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays the husband to Jonathan Groff, and he gets a lot to do in this movie.
He has to do the most like acting.
Really impressed me.
Yeah, he's on 10 like the whole movie.
And Groff is amazing too.
Groff is giving like a more like layered thing, which I really liked. But this dude, it's hard to be intense for like a 90-minute movie, and he has to. His character is just like nonstop on the gas.
And the little girl too, Kristen Cui. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But
yeah, their daughter.
I think everyone pretty much gives a really good performance. I ended up not really caring much for this movie by the end, though. It's like the performances elevated it a lot, but
it's just like
I just
normal.
Didn't.
It just becomes like shockingly normal to me. Like the way that things play out.
I didn't really care for it.
I watch a lot of like Shudder movies and kind of just like C-list horror movies, and this kind of just feels like one of those. Like if you take away the actors and just put in like no-name people who you've never seen before, like this movie you just watch it and you're like, oh, that was a fine little movie that I can just like move on with my life in. I think the problem with this is that it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, so it's supposed to have like this like allure to it of like, this is a prestige horror movie that we're getting. Yeah. It's coming out in February for a reason, in the first week of February. I think the studios knew like, this is just like, you know, he wanted something to do during COVID, and so he made this little movie. It's only 2 years since Old, which was a much bigger production.
Yeah, he's got co-writers in this, so like the full M. Night is prevented,
which kind of gave me hope.
It's like at first it starts funny, and I was like, "Oh my god, M. Night's getting some self-awareness going on here," and then it becomes so self-serious. Like once we get past the first act,
it's the co-writers just bring in like standard like sort of paint by numbers movie, and then like
more structure, maybe.
And that can be good and it can be bad. So the result for me was just like a pretty. It's not something to write home about, good or bad. Which for me. Is a disappointment because I want one or the other from M. Night. You know what I mean? Old, I got both. I was thrilled.
Old was fun. I don't think this was that fun. It was good. I like that concept. That it's almost like a trolley problem. You know, it's like they have to make this choice of like, do you kill one person to save everyone? You know?
Yeah, like it is the trolley problem.
Exactly. So it's like That I think is a good concept. I don't think the movie really does enough with it to like really make you think too much. It's just like, and I don't know why I expected.
It turns out to be pretty basic.
Yeah.
Like it's an M. Night movie, so I think that we were all kind of, and I don't want to get into too much like spoilers for this movie, but I was expecting there to be a big twist. And I think that part of that is almost like,
it's the M. Night.
It's not even necessarily fair, because if this was just made by director X, maybe you wouldn't be expecting some
He's going to be
big
carrying
twist
that
and
for the rest
turn
of his
like,
career.
oh, well, it's actually like the freaking alien sky people are controlling this whole experiment, and like some dumbass ending like the end to Old, and like there isn't.
That was so rough.
the ending, dude. The ending for Old like bumps it down an entire star grade on Letterboxd. It's so bad.
Yeah.
But like I think that this is just kind of, it just has like a pretty straightforward story at the end of the day, and it's fine.
People are digging it though. 3.2 on Letterboxd.
I've heard some people say like this is M. Night's First Reformed, and like
go
revisit First Reformed, my guy.
6.4 on IMDb, positive on Rotten Tomatoes, 68.
It does have a higher Letterboxd than Old. Letterboxd is a 3.2 and Old has a 2.5.
It's a brisk like 90 minutes, 100 minutes.
Yeah, 140. Yeah, nice.
Or
hour 40.
If you don't want to jump in the infinity pool, if you aren't going 80 for Brady, maybe this is the one to check out.
Go see 80 for Brady. 80 for Brady is more enjoyable than this movie.
This movie barely,
especially if you're Drew.
Not a chance.
This movie barely beat 80 for Brady at the box office. It was like a photo finish.
Yeah. And look at that. 80 for Brady.
Apparently 80 for Brady sold more tickets because they sold them at a lower price.
Mm-hmm. Also, they did so many like advanced screeners and stuff like that
like
for 80 for Brady that did not count towards ticket sales.
Yeah.
80 for Brady's a hit, guys. I think it's a masterpiece.
Get the fuck out of here. We're not going to talk about 80 for Brady.
Oh, well.
Fake movie produced by a sports agency. It's crazy.
I'm going to make you guys watch 80 for Brady. I'm going to find some way in my bones to make it happen.
So that's Knock at the Cabin. The other thing that I wanted to touch on real quick is The Last of Us on HBO. That would be something that would definitely be on this anticipated list.
Yes.
It is now 4 episodes in out of 9. I think you guys have seen, I don't know if you've seen all 4. You've seen all 4?
I have not seen the 4th episode. It just came out.
So maybe we can save like a kind of more in-depth discussion for the end of the season, but I just wanted to kind of touch on it because I have a feeling that it might be better than the game. And I love this game. It's like one of my all-time favorite games. So for me to say that is like a huge deal. Craig Mazin coming off of Chernobyl, which was my number one show of the year that year. 2019.
I just finished Chernobyl, by the way.
Incredible.
It's perfect. Yeah. I think I had it at like 3 that year. I can't remember exactly in like 2019, but it's a perfect show. It's
Dude is flexing, like coming hot off of like the Hangover sequels. Like he's just like, yeah, you don't know what I can do.
Yeah.
You don't know my power. And yeah, he gets to adapt this game, co-created with the creator of the game, Neil Druckmann. Neil Cuckman, as the internet likes to call him.
Freaking own.
And man, speaking of the internet, like this show is just, the takes have been all over the place with this. It's actually crazy popular. Like I hear people at work talking about it.
Oh yeah, it's a phenomenon.
So it's one of HBO's biggest hits, but I think that, shout out to dear friend of the pod, Harry, to pigeonhole it into just calling it another zombie genre show is incredibly reductive to like how nuanced the storytelling of the show is kind of like laying itself out to be. And I, having Druckmann in there, I think is a huge part of that because like it has a lot of DNA from the Last of Us sequel, Last of Us Part 2, and a whole idea behind that game is the idea of like in video games, you mow down enemies, you kill people without ever having any consequences. And that game is about the consequences. And it feels like this show is like in a lot of ways incorporating that into its DNA, where the violence and the horror are like not something that just happens, that just comes as a given. It weighs on these people. It changes them. They have to like deal with it. And you have this whole other kind of through line of this virus, this fungal pandemic, that is also incredibly fascinating. But at the end of the day, it's like they managed to recreate the storyline of the game in a way that feels incredibly faithful and also surprising and new.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't played the game. I'm not big into games. Games are not usually how I like to take in my narratives. I have a harder time immersing myself because either, I mean, a lot of the time the problem is just I'm not getting performance out of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's always pixels. Yeah.
Yeah, and even though like there's plenty of,
Polygons.
that is valid and that is art and that's insanely impressive. It's not my preferred mode of of watching a story. And then also, if I'm getting very immersed in the story, guess what? Then the missions become tedium.
Yeah.
They become just a fucking task I have to do.
And
to
there's
get to the next story.
there's a lot of missions in the last.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So that's the thing with, because I always had heard the whole thing about like you have to just play the story. The story is insane. Like just play the game just for the story. And the game, The Last of Us, is a lot of the sneaking around. It's the trying not to be caught by the clickers. It's a lot of that, which maybe I can revisit it now that I'm a little bit older and I'm more into like the cozy game mindset.
You're more of like a sneaky guy now.
I'm a cozy gamer now. I lay in bed, I get my heated blanket on,
crab
I
walk
go girlies.
and craft.
And I think that whenever I was like, the games first came out when we were in like high school, maybe just fresh out of it.
2013 is the first game.
Okay, so yeah, so like right around that time, beginning of college, I was just more of like, let me come in guns blazing, and that's not how you're supposed to play the game.
I mean, you can, but
yeah. So I was not as into it. I think that there's a way to strike a balance between gameplay and story. See, God of War and God of War Ragnarok is the best possible example of that, where it's like, this story is incredible and will make me cry. And also like nothing feels better than swinging this fucking axe and like mowing into a dude and running, like killing a big boss. Like there's a way to strike the balance. Even the new Spider-Man game does that same kind of thing. And The Last of Us does for a lot of people too. But I personally wasn't as into the gameplay. And so now I get to just enjoy the story without having to like spend hours and hours and hours playing this game. Instead, I just get like 9 hours, maybe 18 hours total once the whole story is told to me, to have the main story plus all these ancillary stories that they didn't have time for in the game, because we have this medium that
you don't
we
have to
the
stick with the character
to just like, hey, let's do a one-off episode with Murray Bartlett and Nick Offerman. And just make like a beautiful short story
and
an Ep 3.
And it's written by a screenwriter, like a really good screenwriter. Like
that helps.
Yeah, that like if I'm to just judge the product in front of me, it is visually incredible. I love the way it looks. I love the world building. I love the locations we find ourselves in. There's a good variance of locations, even though they all have, the stink of apocalypse, the overgrown like essence.
What's
to them.
A road story? They're on a
exactly.
journey.
But just it's creatively done. I'm sure a lot of that is pulled from the game because Druckmann is a good game designer. Absolutely. And it's written by especially after watching Chernobyl, someone I would call one of the best TV screenwriters working today.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, no bones about it. I'm just finishing up right now. You might see me on my laptop if you're watching the pod. I'm in After Effects finishing up my third fan cam for Pedro Pascal.
I thank God we get to just see Pedro Pascal just do his thing. He doesn't have to hide behind a little mask to be like.
Well, they wear masks in the game. So he was like, we are not,
It's
not
like,
fucking.
I'm already in one of the biggest shows on television. Nobody fucking knows that it's me in The Mandalorian. You're
Because
showing
it's
my
not.
goddamn face.
So is the workaround? So is the workaround that the mushrooms now communicate underground?
Yeah, there's no spores.
as opposed to above ground.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's a good workaround.
They saw what happened in your UCF dorm room
Mhm.
with the spores, and they were like,
The
we're
force field didn't work.
We're not
and
going to
they,
go that way. That's not going to be what we're going to do here. Yeah, in the game they have to like evade mushroom spores, and it's like it's a cool mechanic the way they do it in the game, and it creates a lot of tension when you have to like go into a kind of contained claustrophobic area that's riddled with spores. But in a show, you want to see your actors. That's the whole point of why we're doing this. That's what makes this adaptation so special, is these incredible performers. And also, once you start thinking about it, it's like the mask isn't gonna help. Like the spores are gonna stick to your clothes and your hair and like everything.
Then why did you wear one in 2020, Ernest?
Clip it. Owning the libs.
Yeah, of course. It's a TV move. It's the right move. It's a smart move. Gotta shout out Bella Ramsey. This girl is awesome.
Incredible.
She is a really interesting looking person.
Yeah, a lot of people hating on the look because
they want like someone they can fetishize.
Well, Bella just doesn't look like Ellie in the game at all.
This is someone who got the part because her audition was incredible.
Dude.
You can just tell watching her. Every scene she is playing pitch perfect. She's established. A lot of the time when you have this dynamic, which happens a lot in TV and movies, where you have
the reluctant pairing.
Yeah, the hardened older guy with like, someone younger who's trying to be goofy and fun. It is cloying. It is not fun to watch. And the chemistry is not there because it's only coming from one side. A, Pedro has an inherent warmth to him, and that helps a lot. B, she's just really, really good.
Incredible.
Like she's like a top notch young actor just on this performance alone. It's only been 4 eps, but I mean, she's had a good amount to do in those 4 eps.
Well, Ellie was a character. Ellie's a very specific character in the game. Like she has a very specific personality, and I was so worried. Everyone was so worried about like, oh my God, did they make the right choice? Like, are they going to deviate with the way Ellie is? Like they obviously deviated with some of the things you expect her to look like, because Bella just has a very particular face. The moment she opened her mouth in the first episode, her first line, I was like, they fucking nailed it. Yeah. They got it. She is Ellie. Like she embodies that snarky fucking attitude.
That character is 90% of the time poorly done. And some of it does come from the writing side, but like she doesn't overdo it because she has a lot of annoying lines, and you're never like, God, this is just like an irredeemably annoying human being.
I mean, that's how it is in the game. It's the same. It's a very accurate representation of that character.
Also, shout out to Anna Torv, who plays Tess. If they ever make a movie about like a fictional movie about Lydia Tarr, she should play her. Don't you think?
Yeah, to play the real life Lydia Tarr.
Yeah, she's giving Tarr vibes.
Yeah, if they adapt Lydia Tarr's life into like a Netflix miniseries.
Is that wait? Do we think that that's what the final season Mindhunter is going to be?
Sure,
it's going to be Anna Torv playing
Lydia Tarr. Going to become a serial killer?
I mean, I don't want to spoil Tar, but we kind of might already be there. I don't know.
Tar just like tearing up Mongolia.
It's so funny. But yeah, love Last of Us. Any final thoughts? I know we're should probably
have to do a full ep on
it,
like because I want to get more into like specifics with everything. But I want to see where this season ends,
dude. The ending.
Well, I know because this is just planned to be just 2 seasons, right?
I think they can
and then
do
we'll
3.
Kind of see from. Oh, okay.
I think that because the second game is meaty. The second game just keeps going. There's a point in the second game where like you kind of reach an ending and then it just keeps going. So they could definitely split the second game into 2 seasons. I could definitely see that.
I mean, I'm so happy that this is in HBO's hands. Like HBO is going to be like,
they got it.
They're the one production studio out there that we can trust, that there's like, that they are so creator first that they're like, all right, Craig, guy who made Last of Us, you said that you got 2 seasons. You said that you got 3 seasons. That's all you have to make. We won't stretch this thing out. Maybe they'll try to make fucking ancillary stories and they won't be as good or whatever. But like, they are so good about like, we aren't going to make this 6 seasons long. And
I'm just so happy because you know the common feeling in the fandom was, why even do this? We have the game. The game is amazing. It's perfect.
It had
set up for failure.
It had to justify its own existence, and it did that pretty quickly. And it had to justify its existence to me for a different reason, which is, I was sort of like, this is coming in a little bit late into the whole zombie thing. But it proves, this is proven over and over again. If you're doing it and doing it right, it doesn't really matter what genre you're working in.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, like, there's good genre and there's bad, like, there's good movies in a genre and there's bad movies in a genre, and like they can kind of exist simultaneously.
Actually, they're not zombies because they're not undead. They never actually died and came back to life. They are infected.
Are you going? This is like the 28 days later argument that you're having right now.
I'm so sick of the infected genre.
Your pandemic films that you're watching. Hey, M. Night, take note.
I do love everything they're kind of doing with the fungus as a character. They did not do that in the game. That little bit that they threw in about like how the fungus like loves and wants to like reproduce itself. That is not in the game. I cannot wait to see where that goes because that's such a cool idea.
It reminds me a lot of, in a different way, but in Chernobyl, radioactivity is a character. Like it has its own sound.
Oh my god, the radiation.
Yeah, well, not just that. There's like a deep like ambient sound effect, and everything cuts to slow motion whenever someone is being affected by radioactivity. Like he's a savvy writer,
dude. That episode
smart,
where those guys have to go underneath into the pipes.
Yeah,
holy shit,
that's so good.
It's so good.
What a show.
All right, that's Craig. The Last of Us. You know, Lee did like a full rewatch of Chernobyl. I think that's just going to be like her show now because it's only 5 episodes. She's probably just going to rewatch that.
Her comfort show.
Yeah, fucking Chernobyl.
It did come out at like such a great time of like in 2019 where we're like kind of at the height of like the Trump of everything going on and like hiding things and not distrust of the government, and man, that's great.
Shout out to Stellan and
Jared
Harris, our favorite boys. Okay, so now it's time to talk about our most anticipated pop culture things of 2023. The way we're going to do this is we're going to try to do 23 things.
Well, why don't we do 24? So then we each get 7.
Okay.
That's not it. That's 8.
So 8. That's exactly.
So we'll do 8.
So go ahead and clip that.
Okay. And we'll just assume that one of those is going to get pushed to 24.
Yeah.
Because
at least one thing that we mentioned here is going to get pushed.
Because I have a listing of last year when we did this of all the things that we picked that did not come out. So here are those things, okay? Actually, Drew, you were not on that episode. So these are the things that you picked in 2021 that have still not come out.
Still not come out. Is Frank Ocean album on there?
No.
Okay.
Drew picked The Curse, the Nathan Fielder, Safdie brothers, Emma Stone show.
Guess
I
what?
believe it is filming.
It wrapped principal photography in October.
Okay. So it is happening. Okay.
Showtime.
So
come on.
That's one. And then Untitled Bo Burnham Project was the other one, which I do not know if that is still happening. Let's ask Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah, I was going to say like Untitled, like in the bed sheets with Phoebe or what?
I believe that this is a script that had Beanie Feldstein and Jabuki attached to it. I do not think it has moved forward in any real way. Hunter, these are the things that you picked that did not come out. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Now known as Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, Across the Spider-Verse, sorry.
Yeah.
10,000 Gex, the album. Killers of the Flower Moon. Barbie, the film Barbie. And Breath of the Wild 2.
Now known as Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Man, am I just going to redraft everything that I just fucking drafted last year?
And the only thing that I picked that did not come out is David Fincher's The Killer. Okay. So
man, so yeah, no, I know that last year you had a couple big ones. You Beat Me to Babylon, You Beat Me to Everything Everywhere.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Batman, Sandman, Northman, I got all the mans.
You got the men.
Avatar 2, obviously. I also picked Moon Knight, which when I saw that, I was like, ooh.
All right. Yeah, you were still really slurping up that Disney.
Well,
fluid.
I mean, Oscar
I'm going to tell
Isaac,
you right now, there's not
daddy.
going to be a single Disney Marvel product on here, except for, of course, the live action adaptation of The Little Mermaid.
You did pick Doctor Strange too. That was on your list.
Well, that's a Sam Raimi film more than it is a Marvel product.
And it was your number one.
Yeah.
You also picked Lord of the Rings and Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Two things I have not seen.
Oh wait, I missed one. You also picked Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay. So I am just gonna redraft my list from last year.
You also picked Men. How did that work out?
That's a bad one by me. That's a miss.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's
no further.
Talk about
questions.
ones that have not aged well since coming out. Woof.
I got Don't Worry Darling, you know?
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay. All right. So, all those things that I just mentioned are back up for grabs. So they will not be included in the 24. So we start fresh. We're going to pick 8 things each, adding up to 24. So it's going to be a loose draft. So let me pull up the old random name generator here.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Wait, no. Where's how do you do the wheel? Oh, there's the wheel.
.com.
Okay.
123.com.
Okay, it's spinning and spinning, and I get to go first.
Okay.
What the fuck?
I think that this whole operation's rigged.
I know. He made his own custom domain, like ErnestHunter.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's crazy. It keeps landing on me.
All right, let's should I spin it again?
Sure. Just to figure out which direction we want to go. Or God. Drew, you can just go second. I don't care.
It's landing on Drew.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right, so let's see. I get to go first. What is the first pick? I really need to be strategic here because I want to pick something that you guys can't take away from me so that I can feel good about myself. And that's going to be Dune Part 2.
Okay, cool. If you didn't pick Dune, I was going to pick it just to hurt you.
If this movie is not my number one movie of the year this year, something has gone terribly wrong.
Yeah.
In the world.
Denis, like something horrible happened, and they're like, "Yeah, we actually had to get Zack Snyder in here to finish Denis' vision."
With my 400 million Letterboxd likes, I get a coupon to add a 6th star to my review.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, and I will be cashing it in for Dune Part 2.
Oh, okay.
If it's good.
I was going to say, what if it sucks? There have been bad Part 2s, bad endings to stories in the past.
Have there been bad Denis Villeneuve movies?
No, that's still out. Jury's still out on that one.
I don't think that's a thing so far.
What if this actually, he's just like, for Dune Part 2, fuck the book. I'm gonna remake Enemy. We're just gonna do Enemy
We
again,
got two
but with
Timmys.
2 Timmys.
Yeah. Dave Bautista did assure us that Austin Butler is not doing the Elvis voice on set.
Are we sure about that? Are you sure he's not just like, Mama, this Baratheon man, he's
Baratheon?
I don't know. What do they call him? Baron Harkness.
Yeah, there you go. You're getting it. See, you're getting it.
Oh, Mama.
I'm ready to embrace Arrakis. I'm ready to embrace the worm. Shai Hulud. Take Me With You. Dune Part 2. All right.
Cool.
Drew.
I'm gonna get a little strategic here. Music is harder to forecast than TV and movies.
Mhm.
It is much less known ahead of time when things are going to be dropped. And I want to go with the surest thing that I have on my list for upcoming album. It's coming out very soon. It's Cracker Island.
Oh, nice.
Hey, okay.
I'm not
Excited for
taking what
this.
you think I'm taking.
Yeah,
By
the boy
Gorillaz.
is back. I've heard that
By
the boy
Gorillaz.
is back.
Every single that they have dropped, like it's not as though I'm the biggest Gorillaz fan in the world.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
you're not Daniel Sewani.
I wasn't
here.
huge into Humans. Although it is there, it has great tracks on it.
Yeah, it's a very mixed album. Though.
Yeah.
But the highs are really high on it.
However, the songs that have dropped speak for themselves.
Poppin'.
Yeah, it's like if a third of one of these movies had already been dropped and it was incredible.
Yeah.
And I get to
Mhm.
draft it, you know? Particularly, I mean, Cracker Island itself it's one of the best like pop rock songs in years. Where it's
Skinny
just,
Ape.
yeah, where it's just on FM radio. And then Baby Queen, incredible.
Yeah, Baby Queen rules.
So I think it seems like the vibe is guaranteed here.
New Gold, of course. Our boy.
I'm
Oh,
taking
our
it.
boy
I
Kevin.
can't believe I'm not sick of that song yet.
It's
I listened
a
to
great
it
song.
so much.
Drew, did you know that the Gorillaz have actually released 2 other albums since Humans?
No.
The Now.
And
Song
Song
Machine.
Machine.
Is
yeah.
the now like a is it like
actually-
a like retroactive soundtrack to Cloud Atlas?
the now the true I actually, as a whole, I think the now is like a better like overall album than Humans, because Humans is so scattered.
Yeah.
But Song Machine, I don't know if I ever listened to be perfectly
It's a good album.
honest.
I'm
but
telling you now,
I think Cracker Island's gonna rule. Like, I have no
it's
doubt
going to be
that this
really
is gonna
good.
be great.
It seems like Damon is back on track, and I'm excited.
There
Yeah.
there are more features that we haven't heard that will be on the album.
Yeah.
Bad
Super
Bunny,
excited.
Stevie Nicks.
Excited for Stevie Nicks one.
Back.
That's gonna be great.
Cool. All right, Hunter. What you got?
Man, love having 2 picks in a row. It's always great.
Oh,
These
snake
drafts to come
draft.
right here.
Fuck.
So I'm gonna take my 2 most anticipated movies that, if they aren't like in my top 5, then something terrible has happened. And first, Across the Spider-Verse. Gonna go ahead and retake that one again. I saw the trailer for the first time in theaters before seeing 80 for Brady this past weekend.
Oh, sick.
And I was like, oh, so this is just going to be even better than Into the Spider-Verse. Okay, cool. So we're just going to get back in there and just have this be even better than the first time. I'm so excited. Into the Spider-Verse, like, was, I think, my number 2 the year that it came out in 2018.
And it has only aged
And it's just
so well.
aged so well. Let me tell you, it's the best looking 4K that I own. The 4K of Into the Spider-Verse.
I'm waiting for the right moment to pop it in.
It's so goddamn, it's like stupid beautiful. Like, I just had like a moment where, you know, when you're like saying in theaters and like your mouth kind of drops open and you're like, how the fuck did they do this? Like, I had that experience at home while watching this movie. So can't wait for that. And then I'm gonna go back to the well of things that were previously drafted, and fucking Ethan Hunt is back, guys.
That's expected.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning
I
Part
almost
1.
didn't even put it on my list just because I knew it would be gone.
Dude, like, it's just like Fallout.
Hold on. Mission, Impossible, dash, Dead Reckoning, dash?
No.
Is it a dash or a colon Part 1?
Or is it just Dead Reckoning Part 1?
I think it's just Dead Reckoning. I think they were like, we can't have any more. No more dashes, no more colons.
This is
You
like
get-
a fucking Coheed album.
That's okay. So I've heard that Claudio does have an appearance. Claudio is actually going to be the new Jeremy Renner to replace
good.
Tom Hanks in this franchise. No, somehow this franchise just keeps getting better. And I don't really know how they're doing it, that they're like, yeah, around 4 and 5, we really started hitting our stride. And Mission Impossible Fallout, the 6th entry, was the best one yet. I have said it before, off mic and on mic, that movie should be in the same conversation with Mad Max Fury Road for the best made action movies of the 21st
It's a
century.
banger.
It's perfectly well done. Have you guys watched the Tom Cruise
The motorcycle jump?
The motorcycle
Insane.
jump. I watched it and like I think I've watched it like 3 or 4 times at this point. I'm just like, fucking inject this into my veins. I want to fucking shoot this shit up right now. I'm so ready for it.
McHugh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Love
the man.
him. Love him.
All right. Drew, back to you. I can't believe your first pick was Gorillaz.
Yeah.
You could have had that.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about them. Right?
Danny's not even here.
Drew, did you know?
Oh shit,
Drew,
he's not. I thought something was off today.
Drew, did you know that? Like, when I know that I go by the name Gorillaz, did you know it's just one guy?
Yeah.
It's just a gorilla. I don't care about a gorilla.
Hey, Damon doesn't look that much like a gorilla. Okay, can be nice.
I have to take Barbie.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's literally was my number 3 if I'm
I-
looking at my movie list.
I think the week before this movie comes out, we should have like a moment to breathe and acknowledge that we will live in a pre-Barbie world, because everything will change in a post-Barbie world.
Yes.
We're not ready.
Greta Gerwig is 2 for 2 with a bullet. She is a strong 2 for 2 directorially.
Arguably 2 like perfectly made movies.
This movie stylistically interests me. The cast
That
interests
teaser.
me.
Oh my
The
God.
premise interests me.
And also it's co-written with her husband and one of the best screenwriters alive, Noah Baumbach.
Are they
too,
still
so-
married? Or are they?
I don't think they've ever like gotten married.
Well, together.
yeah,
like
they're
life
a
partner.
committed partnership.
They've been together for over a decade.
Yeah. Well,
at this
don't
point.
put a fucking label on it.
Okay.
Hunter.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, if you like it, you should have put a ring on it.
Mm.
That's what Barbie said to Ken. I think it's a line in the movie.
Incredibly excited for Barbie.
Should we like do like a series where we review all the other Barbie movies?
Yes.
Like all the animated Barbie movies?
There are
let's
like
review-
dozens.
Let's
I
review
hope you know
every
that.
Mattel movie.
There are so many.
That'll be our next. Instead of doing like a character or like a career arc series, we'll just review every toy movie. I'm hyped for the Bionicle one. That's gonna be a great one.
There's no way that this movie's bad, right? Like
I'm like,
it's
I
like a
think there's
less than
almost-
1% chance.
the thing is, like, the vibes coming out of the set, like whatever. Okay, if you take the vibes of Don't Worry, Darling, and you completely invert those, that's how it feels on Barbie. Everybody's like, yeah, this was the greatest time of our life, and we made an amazing movie, and everybody just had a great time, and we all love each other. And it's like, that's great. I'm just like, no notes. Just do whatever you want for the rest of your life.
Greta is about to right the wrongs that Harry Styles did at the Grammys this weekend.
I think there's a
I don't know what that means.
I heard that Beyonce culturally appropriated Harry Styles at the Grammys.
Beyonce had that Macklemore text like ready to go,
Yeah.
just in case she won, because she was gonna regret it so much. She was gonna be like, "Hey, bro, you deserve this one." Like no cap.
I think if there is a world in which this movie goes into like the territory of like the highest grossing movie of the year and like the best picture race, like that's in the cards.
Yeah. For
It's-
this and the movie that's coming out the same day, which I'm sure we're also going to talk about momentarily.
I think that might be my pick.
Yeah,
actually.
just go for it. That's
You got
a
two,
transition
so
right here.
Oppenheimer.
So, yeah,
Oppenheimer.
the fact that
very
Barbie
exciting.
and Oppenheimer are coming out the same day, this is like a classic, like this is the shit that used to happen like the 70s and the 80s, where it's like, oh yeah, like Nashville came out the same day as like All the President's Men, where it's like, or what, like, how'd this happen?
Nolan, he's returned from running backwards, and he's running even more backwards into the dawn of the atomic bomb. There is a teaser out for this as well. It looks like it is going to be a huge showcase for Mr. Cillian Murphy playing Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm. Finally making our guy a lead.
The guy from all those like success memes.
Yeah.
The guy from all those billionaire mindset memes.
Wait, is that the guy from? Is that the guy from
old-timey-
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah.
Is that him?
The guy who's
It's
dressed like
his
he's
name
in the-
is Peaky Blinders.
Oh my
The
god!
guy who's dressed like he's on the Titanic.
Wait, so is Oppenheimer playing Peaky Blinder playing the guy who made the bomb?
No, it's Scarecrow as Peaky
Okay, all right,
Blinders.
Scarecrow.
Oi, I become death, destroyer of worlds.
Playing Tom Hanks in Cloud Atlas.
Is Michael Caine playing the atomic bomb in this?
Yeah.
Is that his secret role?
I meant to say this when we were talking about Last of Us, but there is 100%. There's an alternate universe where Carl Urban gets that role because The Boys is not happening,
Yeah.
and it's like way worse.
Yeah.
It's way worse. I'll respect to him.
I do want to ask because
So we're talking about like oi.
not great. Of course, there's like the whole thing whenever the actual trailer for this dropped. Also, a trailer that I just watched for the first time in theaters pretty recently. And there's the whole thing of like, did Nolan actually set off an atomic bomb? Which of course he didn't. But
yeah, he did.
Do we think that he asked? Do we think that he like definitely asked around? We're like, hey, so like if we go, like where could we go that I could set off an atomic
I
bomb?
heard that he was dropping false intelligence to the Kremlin, sort of, and then just following them around with cameras in the hopes that they would nuke the Ukraine.
No. Well, what I heard was that he wasn't able to get a hold of nuclear bombs, but he was trying to just like see what he could get on film. So he hijacked a Chinese weather balloon,
Right. Okay.
and then flew that like outside the eastern coastline just to see if he could get anything to bite.
Please nuke me.
Please nuke me.
I'm
Nuke me so
spending
hard.
so much
They're like,
money on camera.
Chris, you're right outside of Charleston. We aren't going to drop a nuke right now.
He's up there like, fuck, I should have brought like a gun up here.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, yeah, we set off like a mini nuke. It was tiny. It was small. It's like this big.
I just zoomed in really close so it looked like a nuke.
I blew up with one atom.
I'm really excited for this movie. Nolan, people have all kinds of crazy takes about his movies. I'm always really happy with them. His non-Batman movies, I think, have all been really successful. I know Tenet is like, people
It brought us back to the movies.
Yeah. There's a lot of contention on that, but
it ended COVID.
It did bring Tom Hanks to the theaters, and never forget
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Tom Hanks stayed home because he got COVID.
During Elvis.
I enjoyed Tenet for what it's
Tenet
worth.
is great.
I enjoyed
man.
it more than I enjoyed a better movie, which was his previous movie.
Dunkirk.
Yeah, Dunkirk.
I love Dunkirk. All of these movies are fucking great. The other day I rewatched Interstellar. Banger. Like this dude he's so talented.
I'm more than anything interested in this movie. I want to see what he does because this is going to have to be his most grounded movie ever.
Yeah,
he is. He's making
a real
almost
man.
like a biopic.
For all of the
get.
hate he gets about sort of having a mechanical mind, he is very imaginative with that mechanical mind. He likes to construct worlds, and he's gonna have to play it pretty close to earth here.
Well, I think that's why I could see this is going to be like as close as Nolan's never going to play. I don't see him ever playing the Oscar game in the same way. Even something like Fincher kind of tried to do with Mank, where he's like, I want to make a movie to win awards. And I feel like this is as close as we're going to get, where it's checking off the box of doing the biopic.
He's still relatively young.
Well, yeah, no,
He'll
but
get there.
His thing is like, his movies make fucking money.
Right.
Like
they're events.
One of the last original filmmakers that we have working today that's just like, I can print $100 million at the box office.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen
Him
anymore.
and Boz, baby.
Yeah. Him and Boz.
But
Boz, we just got Elvis. We have to wait another 14 years before we get the next Boz. Elvis 2.
Christopher Nolan's Elvis.
Oh my God. Going back to Mr. Peaky Blinders, all the shots of Killian in the trailer make him look like he's having a panic attack. And that's like the right way to approach this movie. Like the creator of the atomic bomb, zeroing in on him having like a crisis because he knows what his work means and what it's going to do. That's the way to approach this. And I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah.
So I get another pick here. I think I'm going to go to television land.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take Succession season 4.
Yeah.
It premieres in probably a month, I want to say. I think right
End of-
after Last of Us is over.
Yeah, it's like mid-March, end of March,
Yeah.
something like that.
So we
whatever
get
that-
like 5 more weeks of Last of Us, and then
straight
right
into
after
Succession.
that. Oh my
Man, HBO, what a start.
fuck, dude. And we just came off of White Lotus too.
Yeah.
Like holy shit.
Man, they call it the home box office for a reason.
So yeah, I mean, this show, like, I don't see how this could be bad. Like, they have proven themselves time after time, and like even to a point where each season has kind of just been better than the last. So, you know, I don't want to put the expectation of like, oh, you have to give me the greatest TV season ever made, but by all means, like if Jesse and crew can do it, go for it. Because I think they can. And I don't know if this story has like way more seasons left in the tank. It might go to 5, and that's it. But I'm really excited, man. This show is so good. We love it.
Yeah,
It's perfection.
it's incredible.
All right, Succession.
Excited.
What you got, Drew?
Oh, I'm conflicted. I'm very conflicted right now. There's a lot of good stuff left, which is good, but Honor's coming right around the bend here, and I'm not liking that.
It's fine. We're all friends here. We all get to enjoy these products together.
Well, that's
I'll let
not
you guys.
true.
You know what? I'll let you guys watch Dead Reckoning Part 1. With
Oh,
me.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Good.
to be true to myself and just take the curse again.
If you didn't, I was going to, just because I mean, if this
I
comes out,
fucking-
if
I
this
knew
comes
you
out,
would, you
it's
piece
going
of
to be.
shit.
If this comes out, it's gonna
piece
roll.
of
There's a
fucking
0%
shit.
chance of this being bad.
I don't see them delaying it any further if it's shot.
It
has to come out
wrapped
this year.
photography in October,
It's in
Yeah.
the edit room.
so it's got to be.
I just
coming
don't
out.
see it not coming out this year. They've been sitting on it for so long. HBO doesn't do that. You know what I mean?
I don't think you're allowed to do
HBO
that.
doesn't
It's
just leave shit in the
Showtime.
can, especially. Fuck.
No, but here's the thing.
Actually, it's Paramount Plus with Showtime.
Okay.
now.
Okay. No, but Showtime has been pretty good with like letting creators kind of have more pure freedom to do stuff like I mean, shit. That's why David Lynch ended up taking Twin Peaks: The Return to Showtime instead of HBO, because he
Yeah.
was like, I want the blankest of blank checks. And at this point, I feel like when you combine the talents of Fielder, Emma Stone, and the Safdie bros together, it's like, no, just whatever they want. They want more money, keep giving it to them.
Did you see that photo of them in the stew?
No.
They were in the studio with One O Tricks Point Never.
Oh, fuck me.
Nathan Fielder, the Safdies,
Oh.
and One O Tricks Point Never.
That's like a
Man.
designated survivor scenario. Like if you bomb that room, like we have to leave like Kyle Mooney out of that room so I can still have a reason to live if they get murdered. Yeah. So to recap what it is, this is Nathan. This is Emma Stone. This is the Safdie brothers, including Benny co-starring.
Oof. God damn. This is gonna be so good.
It can't miss.
Corbin Burnson from Psych. Dane, you listening?
Cool.
Sean's dad from Psych. Kind of a TV legend. Barkhad Abdi, aka I'm the Captain now, aka he's in Good
Mhm.
Times. So that's the connection with the Safdies, obviously.
Does he play the guy who gets like a bottle of acid who like shoves
Yes.
like approximately like 4,000 tabs of acid and then like his
Yeah,
brain
it wasn't.
melts in front of your eyes?
It turns out that didn't. It was not real.
Wait, what?
They didn't actually feed him that. He was like pretending.
I thought
somehow.
that they got like a brain dead man to be in this.
I know
project.
it was.
Oh,
I don't
thought
get
he
it.
was the one who was cursed.
These guys are magicians.
Mm.
The premise is that Nathan and Emma, I believe. Wait, is it Nathan?
It might be Benny.
I thought it was Nathan and Emma are a married couple doing like an HGTV type show, and then Benny is the TV producer making
Okay.
it, and they are slowly realizing that the house they're renovating is haunted.
That's so funny.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I've been excited for this for
For 2 years.
several years.
This is now year 3.
This got announced. Was it during the final Nathan for You season?
It was when
This
he got
was
right
his.
afterwards?
It was given a green light. the perfect time, February 2020.
Oh,
cool.
sick.
Great time to get a green light for your project.
Well, that was when it was announced that like Nathan had an overall deal with HBO. It was like he signs an overall deal with HBO, and also he has this other thing going on
with
too.
Showtime. Yeah.
Shot in New Mexico, so it is going to be the next Breaking Bad.
Nice.
Yeah,
It'll be orange. I've heard.
amazing.
So excited.
I can't wait. All right, Hunter,
Okay.
hit us with it.
2 picks here. First, I have to give my pick for the Babylon give auteur that I love. Let this man cook and do not restrict his runtime, and that is Beau is Afraid, the new Ari Aster film.
Nice.
I almost went with this.
Originally titled Disappointment Boulevard, which is a better title than Beau is Afraid. Let me make that clear.
That feel when you find out Fleischman is in trouble.
Man, now I just found out that Beau is afraid too.
What is happening to this world?
So originally this film was supposed to come out this past year. And then the original cut of it was 4 hours long. And they said, no, thank you, Ari Aster. And I said, but no, the premise for this movie is that is a decades-spanning surrealist horror film set in an alternate present in which Joaquin Phoenix plays as Beau, an extremely anxious but pleasant-looking man who has a fraught relationship with his overbearing mother and never even knew his father. When his mother dies, he makes a journey home that involves some wild supernatural threats. Originally, the first cut of this movie was 4 hours long.
Okay.
Fuck yes. Give that to me
when
right
it was called
now.
Disappointment Boulevard.
When it was called Disappointment Boulevard.
You don't get to
I
draft
think that's
the director's cut.
Unfortunately, I don't. I think A24 was like, Ari, we love you. We cannot put this out in theaters. So he's like, fine, I'll make you a 3-hour cut. I'm already ready for like the 4K master director's cut of this thing. After Babylon, I'm just all in. I'm just like my guys who are just like here on my corner is like my directors. Make your movies longer.
Yeah.
Make them as long as you want. No restrictions. I cannot wait for this. I'm so excited.
I am curious if this is going to be a horror movie because like Hereditary and Midsommar are definitely horror movies. Is this what you described
as a surrealist horror?
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think especially after Hereditary is like, I mean, it's extremely well done, but that is like a by the numbers horror movie. I think Midsommar really kind of leveled him up in my mind for what he's capable of doing. Yeah. Because that movie isn't as traditionally horror as something like Midsommar is, but it is so much more unnerving when you're watching it. And the feelings that he is able to bring out when it is broad daylight, when he's not hiding behind the shadows, he's not having to use like the tricks of the camera to kind of like fool your mind into seeing things that aren't there. He's like, we are going to make this in the starkest light as possible and have you like shivering at certain moments.
And Joaquin.
And
fresh off his Oscar.
It's Joaquin, which based on the poster, it looks like it's Joaquin, like
Times
normal
4.
age, very old Joaquin. We have baby Joaquin.
Mm-hmm. When it looked like the name of the movie was Joaquin Phoenix. That's all it said on the poster.
Joaquin Phoenix is bigger than the title Beau is Afraid.
I did see there was some guy on TikTok going on about like how there's apparently like a viral marketing campaign for this movie that involves like a fake corporation, like a fake logo. Apparently there's like a studio logo on the poster that's like not a real studio. And this guy on TikTok went on like a deep dive into like what that is, and apparently it's like you can see it in the trailer, like in the background. I don't know.
I haven't watched
There's something going
yet.
on.
I'm avoiding the trailer until if it plays in theaters, like before I go see a movie, then I'll tune in for it. But otherwise, I don't need to see a trailer for this movie. I'm so excited. Ari Aster is one of my favorite living filmmakers. So yeah, can't wait for that.
You get another pick, right?
I know. Where do I want to go next with this? You know what? I only have 3 movies so far, so I'll go a little bit off the board here. And fellas, I don't know if you know this or not, but the boys are back.
Oh shit.
The boys are fucking back. Fall Out Boy has a new album coming out this year. And this is a pick from the heart. At the end of the day, we got to be true to ourselves with these lists. And I'm just talking about what's my most anticipated things. It's this fucking album, man. They put out 2 singles and they're fucking bangers. They're so good. The first time that I heard Love from the Other Side,
it's a great song.
I had my bones were shaking. I was like, we are here. This is like listening to fucking Infinity on High again for the first time. This is like listening to Folie à Deux. I'm so excited. I cannot fucking wait for this album to come out. Heartbreak Feels So Good is also just a straight banger. It's really, really grown on me, especially like the pre-chorus, chorus part of the song. Die, little, die, little. It's like so classic. Fucking Pete is in his bag again out here.
Yeah, apparently
do you believe in bad miracles? He's like out here quoting Nope and shit. Like, let's go, baby.
Writing in a cinema.
I know.
Watching E.T.
on mute.
He's just like, yeah, we just played E.T. on mute and like got like an orchestra to come in to help us think. It's incredible. Every
amazing.
story that I'm hearing about them, I don't know if you guys watched their performance at Metro in Chicago that they released on their YouTube page. I know
is that what Danny shared?
Yeah, I know that friend of the pod, Danny.
I don't watch anything he shares.
Oh. Yeah, that's fair. It's usually like
Danny?
It's usually like 27 hours of Jamiroquai. So
Right.
I wouldn't either click on those links. They definitely give you viruses.
Love you, Danny.
But I did watch that full performance that they had at Metro, and I was like, man, they got it. I saw that they went on tour, and I was like, yes, no, give me pit seats. Give me pit. I went to
you got tickets, right?
Yeah. I got pit seats for those, baby. We're getting up in there.
Fob.
Also playing with Bring Me the Horizon. So.
All right, Drew, you're up.
No. Hold on.
What's it gonna be?
I can
Is it gonna be Fast X?
I've heard
I think he's gonna take Fast X.
I've heard that you're like really, really hyped to jump into the Quantum Mania.
Yeah.
Everyone is saying that Drew cannot wait for Quantum Mania. Mandalorian season 3. You're like, I haven't seen the first 2, but I think season 3 is going to be the one I jump in.
I don't think I can do Quantum Mania. I don't think I can do it.
Oh,
it looks like shit.
Let me tell you. So I just sidebar real quick. I went and rewatched Avatar because I wanted to see it again in IMAX before it was going to be replaced by Quantum Mania.
And they showed the trailer.
And it's a fucking crime against humanity that you have to sit through Quantum Mania trailer and then watch Avatar. I watched the trailer and I was like, I thought it was fine. I thought it looked like a Marvel movie. But then you see that in IMAX and the what do you call the visual effects term where it's like the like pixel matching, where it's like basically you're just seeing the same image like mapped over and over again. Everything.
Oh my God.
It makes the image look flat. And then you watch Avatar and it's like, oh my God, there's so much depth and life to everything that you're seeing here.
Okay. Thank you for vamping.
There you go. Got you. I can always talk about visual effects.
I didn't know if I wanted to go because like in one way this is chalk, but in another way it's very much not, because this is such like a long delayed and like hardly discussed project that it's almost not, it's under discussed. Roosevelt.
Oh yeah.
A Martin Scorsese movie that is coming out this year that is starring Leonardo DiCaprio, recent affairs aside, a good actor.
The Killers
of
the
Flower Moon
is about Teddy Roosevelt.
No, this is not.
Guys.
You cannot pick a fake movie, Drew.
Guys, look it up. I think I just got one over on you guys.
No. If you're gonna pick a Martin Scorsese movie, pick the Martin Scorsese movie.
Why? What's so great about Killers of the Flower Moon?
What is this movie?
It's a biopic of a top 5 most interesting president, Teddy Roosevelt.
You just want to pick something that is gonna get pushed because it's not gonna come out because it hasn't been filmed.
It's been filmed.
Has it been filmed?
I don't
Are
know.
we sure that this? I think this is in like pre-production.
I think
where,
this
like,
has been in
Martin
development
Scorsese is like,
for,
if I hit
10
95, I'll make a Roosevelt. There isn't any cast associated with this. It's just Leo and writer Scott Bloom.
They had a conversation about it. They're like, hey, Leo,
and
you should
IMDb
play.
is like, we got this.
You should play Teddy Roosevelt. And he was like, maybe.
And they're like, don't worry, we'll get the writer of we'll get the guy who writes this to be the guy who played FBI agent number 3 in Smokin' Aces and has no other writing credits.
We're bringing in fresh blood to the writer's room.
Okay, so I'm writing in Roosevelt on the list here. A real movie that is definitely coming out.
I see no issue with this.
Why didn't you just take Killers of the Flower Moon? It's just right there for you. You're fucking J.R. Smithing your list right now. Just
Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know.
That's your pick. You picked Roosevelt.
Sounds too good to be true to me.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I get 2 picks. One of them is still going to be in TV land. And I think I'm going to go with oh man, I got a couple options here. Let's go with Invincible season 2.
nice.
I thought the first season was good. I think the second season has potential to be great. They've really been stewing on it, taking their time with it. We got a little mini glimpse at their work recently, just like one scene, and the animation already looks way better. I've heard great things from people that have read the book about what is yet to come in the story. And I have faith that they're going to nail it. It's Robert Kirkman over on Amazon Prime Video, animated show. Very brutal, very violent, but also really fun and really well done. Kind of like a Spider-Man, Superman sort of take on an original idea. Invincible.
Nice.
What else?
I'm super excited for it.
Okay.
Roosevelt is taken.
Roosevelt is taken,
you
so I
can't go with
can't
Roosevelt.
take that one. I'm jumping
don't forget
back
about
I know.
over.
He's scrambling so fucking hard right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You're
dig
so
past.
fucked.
I'm gonna scroll to like page 8 on Rotten Tomatoes movies coming out this year.
I'm jumping back over to movie land. Let's see.
There's some good real movies that are coming out this year too. Actually, low key, like a pretty good year for real movies.
I could.
That's
As
not what I've
well
been
as-
hearing.
Yeah, you've heard that fake movies are all the rage. Theoretical movies are my favorite.
So
God, we should start a theoretical movie podcast.
I actually already reviewed Roosevelt.
Okay.
I'm gonna take something. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Okay.
I didn't like it.
Oh God damn it!
It
Why
so
are you excited
high.
about it?
It was so high.
You're excited about how bad it was?
I hated it.
You're gonna like hate watch Roosevelt. You watched it and you're like, hey, maybe you should have tried the other Roosevelt. Okay.
Yeah, it's 1.5 stars at best.
Scorsese's worst movie.
Marty, look, you can't hit them all out of the park, kid.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm going to take something that when we get to the end of the year and we're looking back, I'm hoping that this is a great movie.
Okay.
I don't, there's no assurances of this. This is a gamble. Huge gamble. And that is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, directed by James Mangold. A great director who has given us straight down the middle good movies consistently.
At worst, good. At
He
worst,
does-
like really good dad movies.
He doesn't have any real stinkers in his filmography. And he's been given the keys to this franchise. Harrison Ford is way too fucking old. He's doing the press circuit for like his fake TV show that he's on that nobody is going to watch. And he can barely speak.
That is like the most watched thing on television, but only if you are over 75 years old.
He was on
1893.
Yeah, he was on Colbert, and Colbert was like, so you have 1923 and Shrinking? These are real shows? And he's like, I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit.
Do you think that they did like a co-pro, Apple and Paramount, and they just like were like, I just keep him in the same outfit. It's fine. We can't get him to change costumes.
I like this pick.
I'm excited for it.
Mangled
I'm
rocks.
hopeful.
Well, Mangled rocks, and also Indiana Jones rocks.
Mhm.
Like, even Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, for as flawed as that movie is, it's still like pretty fun. It's still an Indiana Jones movie.
I watched that movie for the first time since in theaters before Fabelmans came out. It's just like a revisiting, kind of looking through Spielberg's career. And that movie is like, it's like kind of bad, but like it's very fun.
Yeah.
Even at worst, like it's just having so much fun. And even like the actors aren't like, they're kind of just hamming it up. That's something that's always kind of been good about the Indiana Jones franchise, is that there's a little bit of winking to the camera that's happening with all of it. And so I think that at worst, there will still be some of that in this, and it'll be like a nice fun time.
Also featuring Phoebe Waller-Bridge
Exactly.
in the movie.
Our queen.
Mads Mikkelsen in the movie. Antonio Banderas.
PWB.
He was just like help bring them food off. Not actually in the movie, right?
Puss in Boots.
Yeah, he was just Puss in Boots, just there for like comedic relief.
Boyd Holbrook also in there. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is second build in this movie. Like, she is the second most important character in this movie. Like, she is essentially the next Indiana Jones. She is the Shia LaBeouf.
Notice who's not in this movie? Shia LaBeouf.
So I'm excited for her to get to fucking shine in a cool adventure movie like this. I don't know how much Harrison Ford is going to be able to do, because he is 80 years old. And it is getting questionable to see him on screen. It is a little sad to see him like still wearing the Indiana Jones outfit. It's like, my man, like, let's let it go. It's time. But I don't know. I think that there's supposed to be a lot of like de-aging technology in this movie. And if they manage to pull that off, if they manage to sell that and give us like a really good story that kind of clicks with this idea of Indy being this, old man that's still trying to do these young man things, I think it could be good. I think it could be really successful. So those are my picks: Invincible and Indiana Jones. So we're back to you, Drew. Please pick a real movie. I beg you.
You guys might not think this is real.
Maybe did Killers of the Flower Moon. You're like, Martin Scorsese has 2 movies coming out this year, actually.
Coolidge. The Calvin Coolidge story.
The Jennifer Coolidge. It was just like behind the scenes of Making White Lotus season 2. It's just Mike White and Jennifer Coolidge just getting sloshed.
Coming out the year before Oppenheimer, Truman.
Okay.
Just for the sake of getting it, I'm gonna take The Killer.
Nice.
Oh, Fincher.
Yeah,
it's Fincher.
I've heard that it's the new Mank.
That's what I'm counting on not happening.
Are you gonna watch this one at 0.75 speed?
I'm hoping that it's
cool.
worth. That's like the ultimate honor you could give a film.
Fassbender back.
I want this movie slower. I watched Babylon on 0.25 speed.
Wow.
I wanted to take him a whole day.
That final montage I watched on 0.1 speed.
So you can like pick out all the
because he's actually playing entire movies.
Yeah, that's actually, you have watched Avatar.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it's a neo-noir. David Fincher is one of our great living directors. The other day I was talking about him with someone, and I really, because of Mank, among, and also just his general lack of output in the last decade or so, he's cooled off in my mind, but he's got to be one of my 5 favorite directors ever.
Yeah. I mean, he did Mindhunter. Like, he was he was on the precipice of like becoming a huge, you know, kind of mini series streaming giant, and it like didn't quite happen.
I know. I mean, his, you know,
He would personally rather him make movies than miniseries.
Yeah.
So this is based on a French graphic novel series, and it will star Fassbender and Tilda Swinton. And I've heard that among others will also be in it.
Oh, I'm sure. It's fucking David Fincher.
Yeah.
I want a Fincher movie on my list, even if I famously was not thrilled by Mank.
Yeah, you weren't part of the Mank hive, which is unfortunate. History is going to frown upon you as not giving Mank credit.
That's true. Mank is only the legend of Mank has only grown since it released.
It has been. Did you see actually that the Academy of Motion Pictures retroactively gave it Best Picture? They said like we made a mistake.
Netflix had to retire it from its top 10 because it would be number one every day.
Well, yeah, no, it's
for the last like 2 years.
Yeah.
It is number one on the top Mank of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is. It at least has that one.
Yeah, if listeners of the pod, whoever owns the URL mankoftheday.com, if you could please sell that to us, we would all appreciate that.
I think we could buy that. I guarantee you.
Can we buy Mank of the Day? Right, can we do every frame of Mank?
Yeah, this is definitely available.
Every frame of Manking.
Mank rules, David Fincher rules. I can't wait for this. It's a new fucking Fincher project. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. I don't want to overthink, you know?
Also, it's called The Killer. That's how he's like, fine, you didn't like my little Mank movie. I'm going to give you The fucking Killer. Here you go, sickos.
Oh, and it is a thriller about a killer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's good at those. What genre is Mank?
It's an epic.
Literally what is Mank?
It's a biopic about Mank.
I don't know. I mean,
it's real man.
Like, what genre is 2001: A Space Odyssey? What genre is the Bible? Okay, all right.
Fiction. You know what I mean?
Can't say that.
All right, The Killer, Hunter.
Fuck, I don't know where I want to go with this here. So I've got 2 picks now. I don't just want to end up. My problem is that I don't just want to draft the same things that were on my list last year because it's like, oh, cool. Martin Scorsese has a real movie that's coming out. Nobody cares about that anymore.
That's not about a president.
That would be such.
Cares about that
no one gives a fuck.
Does it have any of the people on the Mount Rushmore mountain on it? No.
I fall asleep before I finish saying the title of that long ass fucking movie.
Here's the thing: this movie might not come out this year.
But it's okay when you take one that might not.
Well, this is a real movie that apparently has been shot and is now just sitting.
Okay, Roosevelt was announced in 2017 and nothing is.
Okay, well, so I'm taking basically the Teddy Roosevelt of the sports car world, and it's a new Michael Mann film called Ferrari.
That has shot. That is shot.
Apparently it's done, but there's no announcement of a release date or anything like that. Michael Mann has a new film. Fucking guy who made Heat, guy who made Thief. One of just the best filmmakers that we have at making like high tense, clinch your seat cinema. And he has a new film that is about Enzo Ferrari. It is starring Adam Driver as Enzo Ferrari, Penelope Cruz, Shailene Woodley. Let's fucking go.
Adam Driver of 65?
Adam Driver of House of Gucci. My favorite Italian American, Adam Driver.
Odd name.
Yeah, there isn't much that's out about this movie, which is why
there are pictures of Adam Driver as Ferrari.
But there isn't really like much as far as like what this story is about, like what exactly is going on here. If you try and do a lot of research, it's kind of unclear if like it is finished. Is it like sitting in the editing bay? Has it completely wrapped and is STX just fucking sitting on this thing? STX historically kind of shaky whenever it comes to actually like when they're going to release their fucking films.
Do you think that Michael Mann cast Adam Driver by looking at his name?
Yeah, and they're like, he actually had never seen one of his films before. He thought he was like
No,
doing like he thought he was doing like a Chloe Zhao. He was getting like a non-actor to play his leading role.
He told the casting director, like, we need someone who's a driver.
He's like, get me Scott Speedman. And they were like, no. We're not doing that one.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Robert Slow got screwed in that casting call. He really had the part locked in. He rehearsed so much. Got turned away just immediately.
That's fucked up.
Oh fuck. So that's Ferrari. That's one of my picks. God, I'm between a couple different things for what I want to do here because I know I'm only gonna have 2 picks left whenever this comes back around to me. I'm gonna go with one that I don't think you guys are gonna draft, but I am personally, it's very, very high on my list here, and that is the new Jonathan Glazer film, The Zone of Interest. Jonathan Glazer,
Under the Skin guy.
guy who made Under the Skin, one of my favorite movies of the decade.
Fucking pervert.
I think that movie is like visually one of the most intoxicating films that I have seen in years. Like just as soon as I saw it, it was a movie that came out whenever we were in college, and I was like, I've never seen that done with a camera before. And it's now been Under the Skin came out in what, 2014? So we're at 9 years separated from that.
Yeah, because he hasn't done much.
2013, so it's 10 years.
Before that, he did Birth in 2004, Sexy Beast in 2000, and critically, I don't know if you knew this, Hunter, but in 1996, he directed a Jamiroquai music video.
Oh my god, Danny, this pick is for you.
It's called Virtual Insanity. Incredible,
man.
I gotta check it out.
Let's go. So this movie, not a lot is out about it right now, except for the fact that it apparently is like done filming, like it's ready to go.
It's in post.
The premise of it, the log line is pretty simple. It's a Nazi officer falls in love with the woman of the commander of the commander of the Auschwitz concentration camp.
Christ.
So I think this is gonna be heavy. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be awards contender, and who knows, it could be this year's Tar. As far as just like a director, a filmmaker that's been admired by the Academy and maybe like now going to get his due doing more of like an Oscar type film. Granted, Todd Field had received a little bit of Oscar support where Jonathan Glazer is more art housey. The cast is all relatively unknowns. And I can't fucking wait. I'm going to guess that it's not going to be necessarily as Oscar baity down the middle as that log line might suggest, given Jonathan Glazer's prior films. I'm sure that there's going to be some insane
weird shit.
Visual shit that's going to be happening on there. I was kind of between this and also Ernie, I don't know if you've heard the rumors that Shane Carruth has a film that's apparently coming out this year.
Oh, The Modern Ocean has been...
Isn't it canceled yet?
Yeah, that's the thing.
For God's sakes.
The Modern Ocean has been in development forever, and after the allegations, it's not going to happen.
It's just completely done. It's just, that's it.
Yeah.
But our boy Jonathan Glazer is perfectly a saintly boy, and he would never do anything.
I'm watching this Jamiroquai video right now, and it's so sick.
Is it cool looking?
You always forget how big that guy's hat was.
Yeah.
You know, and then you see it and you're like, wow. It has 219 million views on YouTube. Jamiroquai video.
Wow.
Good
That's
for him.
got to be pretty high up as far as Jamiroquai views on a music video.
It's the lowest of all of their songs.
That's at the bottom.
Even the lyric videos by fans have more views than that.
Gotcha.
All right, so those were your two, right? You got Ferrari, you got that.
The Zone of Interest.
Quality, those are good picks.
I'm going Autois.
I'm going with one that may not be on your radars now, but I have a feeling. Why are you laughing? Have I lost my respect?
Woodrow Wilson.
Guys, I don't know if you knew this, but
the story of the last pandemic.
Taft, starring Brendan Fraser.
Oh my god! Jesus!
He actually just walked straight off the set of The Whale and walked into filming for Taft.
Yeah, same deal. It was like a day-night shift thing.
Would you watch a Taft film made by Darren Aronofsky? Where it's like, you know, what if Taft was kind of like the Jesus Christ of the modern times?
What do you guys know about White House plumbers? You heard of this?
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
I'm super excited.
This
for
has been on my
Yeah.
radar. We have seen clips of this in the HBO preview of the year, so it is
it's
coming.
Our boy,
This is
Justin
real.
Thoreau is back, baby.
With a mustache.
I give him
Justin Thoreau and Woody Harrelson is an unreal
the
duo.
vibes on set must have been
Oh my
unbelievable.
God.
Just a phenomenal duo.
David Mandel of Cat in the Hat fame,
This is
the creator of the show.
This is Veep People. The creators of Veep People, directed by Mandel, who was the showrunner of Veep. It's a miniseries. It's about Watergate. It is Harrelson and fucking Thoreau.
Daddy. So is this a sequel to White House Down?
No.
Okay.
It's a prequel.
Oh,
I
it's
heard
a
that the
prequel.
plumbers they don't do a good job, so they're like,
it comes down.
It comes down.
Yeah, and then Channing and Jamie Foxx have to deal with it.
Is it Channing? I thought that was a Gerard Butler film.
No, that's Olympus Has Fallen.
Oh.
This is a sequel to White Lotus.
Oh, okay.
White.
Okay.
It's White House Plumbers.
Okay. Got it.
Mike Whitehouse Plumbers.
Yeah, this was on my radar. Obviously, we're in the bag for Daddy Thoreau. I hope it's good.
Veep People have a pretty good track record of going on to better things. Succession.
Mhm. Yes.
I think it's going to be great. No further questions, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right, I'm up. Okay. So, perusing Letterboxd, I have encountered friend of the pod Adam's anticipated list, and there are a lot of things that I forgot about that I did not put on my
what
list.
a schmuck.
That I am now looking at his list, and I'm like, oh
You're
shit.
like, fuck, there's a new Fast and Furious movie coming out this year.
So he has 65 so low. Adam, what are you doing?
Adam?
He has 65.
Go ahead and just take 65.
So low. No, I'm not taking 65. I think I have to go. This is so obvious in hindsight that I didn't have this on my list originally. How the fuck did I not have this? The new Yorgos.
Yeah.
Poor Things.
I almost took this instead of the Jonathan Glazer, but I wanted to leave that one for you.
I drafted this in our fantasy film league, and it did not come out. Apparently, it is coming, as well as another Yorgos movie called And. Not sure if they'll release both of them this year, but he has two in the chamber. But I believe this one is more ready. It is a wild premise that I honestly wish I didn't know, so I won't say it on this podcast because it's one of those premises that it's like I wish I could have discovered this in the theater. But it has a really stacked cast, including Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, a ton of other people. Rami Youssef is supposed to be in there, Margaret Qualley, Mark Ruffalo, Gerard Carmichael. Holy shit. So yeah, I mean, we love Yorgos, our fucking freak daddy. I'm in the bag. Like,
we do love our freak daddy.
Say no more.
Okay. Now, I think I might jump back over to TV here. I'm very torn with my choices here. I have a big list, and I kind of just have to pick something. I'm gonna go with True Detective season 4.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, Night Country.
Yeah,
It's on my list.
it's with Jodie Foster and friend of the show Callie Reese, who we had on for her film
Catch the Fair One.
Catch the Fair One. Crazy that she went from a tiny little indie to now co-starring with Jodie Foster.
Yeah, look at us getting down on the ground floor.
In an HBO drama. I've been in the bag for this show the whole time through its ups and downs. A lot of people turned away in the second season because it was too weird with Colin Farrell and all those people. But I think season 3 was amazing with Mahershala, and I have faith that it'll be great this time. They are switching up the behind the scenes talent a lot. I know Pizzolatto is not actively involved in this. Not sure exactly who's the head writer. But just based on that cast alone, I just have faith that it's going to be just a nice. kind of like what we saw HBO do with Mayor of Easttown, where it's just like it's just a nice like down the middle detective crime show. Like nothing too fancy, nothing too schlocky, like just like good actors doing good work with a good script. So also apparently the supporting cast, I'm just looking at it now, apparently it's also stacked. Christopher Eccleston is in there, Fiona Shaw's in there. I have faith. This is going to be good. It's just one of those things like HBO, it's Sunday night, I'm fucking there, dude. Like I don't care what it is. I'm there. I'm going to watch it. Okay, so those are my 2 picks. You got your next pick ready?
I rewatched earlier this year A Star Is Born.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So you're taking Legally Blonde 3 then.
Mm-hmm. It reminded me that blonde women are cool. Buried beneath the meme of it all, the music and Lady Gaga being in the movie lie 2 undeniable truths. A, it is one of the best directed movies of that year, and it's you could make an argument that it's the best. It is so phenomenally directed. Every shot is correctly chosen, if ever, that were a possibility. It is so well shot. B, Bradley Cooper is my best actor from that year. It is so fucking hard to play that character that he played. To play a guy who is chronically fucked up.
Yeah.
That's another, like I was saying with Last of Us, that is a character who 90% of the time is not well portrayed, B, not fun to watch.
And C, so fucking ugly.
Yep.
So fucking ugly.
I have faith in Bradley.
Maestro.
I am not interested in Leonard Bernstein, and I'm excited to learn why I should be interested in Leonard Bernstein.
So I do want to
Show me.
Do you think that Bradley Cooper is a fucking coward for not putting this movie, which by all apparently is done, not putting out this year because he didn't want to go up against the other movie that includes Leonard Bernstein with Tar?
I don't think it's done.
Apparently it's done. Was what I heard. It was supposed to come out this year, and then they were like,
you don't know what
I
kind
heard
of
that Bradley
VFX
Cooper
work is
saw
involved.
Todd Field's Tar, and his tail was tucked between his little baby boy legs, and he went back to his Leonard
Can't
Bernstein
have 2
cave.
conductor movies.
Yeah,
in the
he was
same
like,
year.
I can't have the audience. America isn't ready for this.
I'm ready for this.
I'm excited for Maestro.
Carrie Mulligan, Jeremy Strong, Maya Hawke, Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
A Star Is Born is so good. It is
Right.
so fucking good.
It's great.
Rewatch that movie. It holds up perfectly. It is such a good fucking movie.
Look, I'm off the deep end. Watch as I dive in.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Man.
never hit the ground.
A shout out to all the men and women of TikTok for really thinking they're like, I'm the next Lady Gaga. I can hit all of the notes.
Trying to belt out that song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
that's a great pick. I'm glad it got drafted.
Yeah.
Maestro. All right, Hunter.
Fuck. My
us
last
with
2
it.
picks, man. So I'm reaching a point now where I'm like, do I want to just take the things that I'm looking forward to the most? But also, I drafted those things last year, and that's not good for content. So now this is the dilemma where I'm at right now.
Oh, so you hate 100 Gex. So now they're
no,
your
that was
least
something I
favorite.
drafted last year. And do I want to redraft the same things that I
I know,
previously
that's what I'm
drafted? I will take Jesus Christ. I will take one thing that I drafted last year. And it's because we don't ever talk about video games on this podcast. And I think that this game is something that is special, and that is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. There was a Nintendo Direct today, right before we hopped on this pod, that I watched like the first full-length trailer for this game, and I was like, fuck yes, let's fucking go. It looks a lot darker than Breath of the Wild. Like, this kind of looks like the Majora's Mask to Breath of the Wild's Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game, probably my favorite game of all time. And Breath of the Wild is like kind of, it's picking nits because Breath of the Wild is also like one of the most perfect games I've ever played and one of my favorite games ever. And I can't wait for this. It comes out right around my birthday on May 12th.
It's happening.
So fucking
for the Switch.
Fade me from the pod for the next foreseeable future, or just from life in general. I might just take off several days of work to just sit at home and just play hours and hours and hours.
That's why you're crushing through God of War. So you finish it.
Well,
for them.
There's other games that are coming out that I won't mention on here.
I still need to finish the first Breath of the Wild.
It's a perfect game.
I know. I'm working through it.
It's so good. You know, it's good, guys. Puzzles.
Yeah.
Some good combat.
Is this true?
The Switch.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. Is it? So it's tears, not tears.
Well, that's the fun thing about the English language, Ernie, is we actually don't know because it's never been spoken aloud.
Amazing.
Is it Tears of the Kingdom? Is it Tears of the Kingdom? Nobody really knows.
Wow.
I could take Killers of the Flower Moon, the real Scorsese movie that's actually coming out this year. But I think instead, you know, we missed on one Nicolas Cage movie. I personally missed on one Nicolas Cage movie that came out last year.
You had drafted.
Which I did draft, and I have not seen, and I don't know if it actually exists. And I'm between a few different things. God, there's a lot of shit that's coming out this year. You know what? I'm just going to go and take it. I just saw the trailer the other day, right before Infinity Pool. I'm going to take Renfield. The movie where Nick Cage plays Dracula.
In epic random mode Dracula.
Have you seen the trailer for this?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
No.
In passing.
So the trailer for this feels like the spiritual sequel to Vampire's Kiss. Nicholas Hoult is like really just the whole thing is like he's in like basically an AA meeting about like toxic relationships, and he's confessing about his story.
Yeah, my boss is a bit of a bloodsucker,
and they're like, been there. Oh, honey, I get it. I'm really excited for this movie. I think it looks like a lot of fun.
I'm excited. My concern is that it will have less Cage than I want.
I love Nicholas Hoult though. Nicholas Holt's one of our guys.
I know. We love Nicholas Hoult.
He came from the Yorgos school.
Yeah.
So I love that guy.
Did he? Oh yeah, he was in The Favorite.
Yeah, he was in The Favorite.
Yeah.
What a Day, What a Lovely Day. This is coming pretty soon. I think it's in March.
Yeah.
I want to say
the turnaround
April.
is pretty quick on this. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? I am looking forward to it, and it's my last pick, and I want to pick something that I think will be fun.
Are we in our last picks?
That's it? Yeah. Last pick.
There's a lot of things that are still coming. And if we get into the fake movies, like we're going to be here all night.
I'm the only one who took a fake movie. I'm going to win if you put this up.
If you post
I'm
this.
going to clean the fuck up.
John Adams, the remake. Paul Giamatti back.
Who's the president who ran two separate terms? Who like
Coolidge?
Was it Coolidge?
No,
Coolidge,
I don't think that's
Furious.
right. I don't think that's right.
Whoever that one was. Trump coming soon.
Gerald Ford was dumb. So
Frost Nixon, 2008.
Should I just take Killers of the Flower Moon?
Just go ahead. Take two. It's basically like you spent two picks on one movie.
What if they both drop? You guys are gonna look so stupid.
Well, Drew, at this point, is it like the Timberwolves like picking 2 point guards and neither of them being Steph Curry at this point if you draft another Scorsese movie?
Silence 2. Kundun Origins.
The Prince of Comedy.
Jesus fuck.
You know, I'll take Killers of the Flower Moon. I'll do it.
Oh man, I'm glad. Can you speak for like 45 minutes on why Scorsese is so important to you that you drafted both of his movies that are definitely coming out this year?
This movie's gonna be so good, guys.
Yeah, no, this is probably gonna win Best Picture next year.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I've heard that it's up against a pretty good biopic. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Good luck, Leo.
He's gonna split those
versus Leo
himself.
Yeah.
Plemons is in there. De Niro's in there.
Frasier.
Yeah. It's a crime movie about like white people fucking over Native Americans in the Wild West.
It's based on a nonfiction book, a book that I have rented multiple times from Libby, and I have never once actually opened up. Whenever it says like I'm on hold, and then I wait like 4 weeks to be not on hold anymore, I finally get it, and I'm like, cool, I should get around to starting that. I never do.
Have Leo and De Niro been in a movie together before? I think this.
Yes.
I think this is it.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, De Niro's not in Departed.
Yeah.
Wait, is that no? They were in they were in 1993 This Boy's Life.
Oh, of course.
Duh.
The adaptation drama directed by Michael Catton Jones.
MCJ.
Okay. So it's the big reunion of This Boy's Life.
You know, Michael Catton Jones of Basic Instinct 2 fame.
Okay.
The 90s were great.
This is going to be on Apple.
That was 2006. They're like, we need a second Basic Instinct.
This is Apple's big play this year. They didn't have anything. They didn't have anything this past year. Emancipation was supposed to be it. Causeway wasn't anything, and so it was like, oh, they won Best Picture with Coda, and like, what's next? Turns out nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like they're coming back big time with Scorsese. So I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
Congrats. Yeah, I'm excited for this year to be another in a string of quietly good Plemons years. There's something else that I almost took that is also involves Plemons.
Do you think that this movie, I mean, it's not going to matter by the time it comes out, but just as far as people who make content for things, at this point, like, I'm almost kind of bored by Killers of the Flower Moon because we've been talking about it for like 3 fucking years.
It keeps getting
This movie was
punted.
announced in 2019.
Hey, they got to get
And
it
it's just
right.
been just sitting here. And just sitting here. At this point, I'm like, just give it to me.
It's finally
already.
coming out. Were you referring to the Yorgos movie?
No.
Yeah, he's an and. Which is filming now.
That rules. There's something else as well.
What is it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you because then you might draft it.
Okay.
Ernie, use your last pick because also there's a lot of other things coming out.
Is it him playing like Thomas Jefferson or?
I don't know if people know this. Every time that we watch a movie, that we cover a movie for the podcast, we have to like take a picture of a president and cover up the protagonist's face so that Drew will watch it. You only watch President biopics.
William Henry Harrison.
Drew, the thing that nobody knows about Drew is that every day he goes home and watches Lincoln with Daniel Day-Lewis.
One time I tried
to go to
bed.
bed.
I tried to get you to expand a little bit, so I put on J. Edgar, and you were like, "That's not Hoover. I need Hoover."
Why didn't they call it that? Because vacuums? Stupid. Just call it that anyway.
Oh,
Fucking
okay.
J. Edgar, grow up.
Last pick. I could go Marvel slop here. I could go Guardians 3. For James Gunn.
For whom?
Cool.
Bringing it back home.
Is that for like your fucking Twitter bots out there to give you wins in your polls?
I could go John Wick 4.
Now that's on my list.
Fast X, I'm curious about. A lot of production troubles.
According to Adam, who has seen the trailer, it looks like the greatest movie ever made.
He did describe the trailer to me the other night, and it does sound like the greatest movie ever made.
We need to think about the source of this information.
Well, no, it's crazy that it was coming with such like a guy who has like no bias whatsoever towards the franchise.
He's never seen one.
Yeah.
He's
like, actually, I think that we shouldn't have cars. I believe in public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
What if Fast X is them being like, we should like really invest in like the bus system in this country?
I am going.
And you know what? Friends.
Friends and trains.
Family sometimes, if they're nice.
Yeah.
They're not trying to kill you.
Acquaintances.
I'm gonna go Galaxy mode with my final pick.
Guardians of the Galaxy mode?
No.
Oh.
No. I'm gonna go Galaxy Brain mode here. And I'm gonna take Wonka.
Let's go, baby.
The Timothy Chalamet.
If this hits, it will be a 7 out of 10.
This is directed by Paul King. the director of Paddington and Paddington 2. Paddington 2, which is a perfect movie.
A perfect film, yes.
An incredible journey of a cuddly bear in prison with Brendan Gleeson being chased by Hugh Grant.
Paddington 2 really is like the best movie of 2017.
And now we get one of the great actors of our generation coming in hot to bastardize ? The legacy of
That's been done. The legacy of Johnny Depp.
No.
No, I know.
I was referring.
I know.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
A Roald Dahl.
So, who asked for a Wonka movie? Nobody. But if anyone's going to do it, Paul King and Timothée Chalamet sounds like a pretty best case scenario.
Let me tell you, I have been talking with the Academy of Golden Scoot Hogs, and the biggest disappointment / who asked for this award. There's a chance that this could be renamed the Wonka based on this year,
or it could just be a great movie.
I hope so. Has Timmy been in like a truly god awful movie yet?
No.
Nothing that's
Maybe.
like. There's been movies that like aren't great that he's in.
Beautiful Boy didn't hit.
Oh, Beautiful Boy is pretty fucking bad.
It's not awful though.
Yeah, it's not
Don't Look
despicable. Okay, so that movie is unforgivably bad, but he's in total in like 7 minutes of the movie. He has such like a smaller part of the movie that doesn't really matter. That's not a him movie.
I think he's very talented.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Yeah. So
if he's gonna have a miss, now would
I
be
would
the
love
time.
for this to hit. So that's it. Those are our picks.
Real quick,
here's a bunch of stuff that didn't get picked.
One of the things that I was really thinking about taking was Napoleon.
If it comes out.
If it comes out this year. I also didn't want to have
Scott.
2 Joaquin Phoenix movies on my list.
Apparently they filmed it, right?
Who knows with fucking Ridley
There were
Scott.
set photos of Joaquin as Napoleon.
But here's the thing. I could see them have completely like they shot everything like a year and a half ago, and Ridley's like, don't worry guys, I'm working on my 8th cut of Blade Runner right now, instead of actually editing this new movie I just made. So who knows with that.
The big one I wanted to take is the Please Don't Destroy guys are working on a movie.
Is that coming out this year though? I saw it rumored.
Yeah, apparently they are. It's like it's being fast tracked to be released this summer in the coveted King of Staten Island slot.
So I can't wait for it to be the next pop star and it bomb horrendously and then become like a little sensation at home. Excited for that.
Yeah, best case it's Hot Rod. It's not it's not going to be
We'll see.
The climate for a movie to be like a long gestating cult hit like that just isn't there anymore. I love those guys. The Plemons property that I was talking about is a limited series called Love and Death. Have you guys heard of that?
The Lizzie Olsen thing.
Yeah.
That's also been in the previews.
It's
the
the-
HBO previews.
It's the guy who made Big Little Lies.
Yep.
That's big. It's
guy
going to
that-
be good. We're going to watch it, right?
The guy that died?
No.
No.
I'm going to say probably a different guy.
If you had to make a
Oh wait, no, I'm
guess.
thinking of the guy that
Using
made
critical thinking skills.
sharp objects.
Yeah.
Jean-Marc Vallée, rest in peace.
No, yeah, super excited for that. Speaking of HBO shows, I think this is an HBO show. It's coming out pretty soon that I almost drafted. The Idol, the weekend show made with Sam Levinson.
Oh, yep.
Really excited for that. I'm more curious than I am excited.
Yeah,
for
because that could be really annoying.
it could be bad, but also like, what if Abel's just also an incredible actor? I mean, he's great in his like little bit part in Uncut Gems, but also like he's basically playing himself. So like Jerry's still out, especially because he's like a co-writer apparently on this movie. So we'll see.
The Weekend House at Halloween Horror Nights was very surprising.
Fucking ruled.
I did
ruled
not
so
expect that
hard.
shit to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
So if that gives you any indication of his creative abilities, like
Maybe
I'm
they
excited.
get One Otrix Point Never involved.
Well, speaking of, I mean, we can use that to talk about albums. One of Tricks Point Never apparently has an album that's coming out this year.
I did think about putting a Radiohead album on my list.
Ernie, you're getting greedy now. You basically got a Radiohead album last year. You have to just take what you got.
But I'm just like, the boys might be back.
I don't think the boys are back. I didn't want to draft it again, but 10,000 Gex. Hey Big Man, one of my favorite singles already of last year. So can't fucking wait for 10,000 Gex. Give that to me. Paramore has an album that's coming out in 2 days. Really excited for. I really like the leadoff single. This Is Why. I think that song goes
Great
really
song.
hard. The other singles I'm a little bit more mixed on, so we'll see. M83 put out a single that's really fucking good. They haven't had an album since 2016 with Junk, so excited for that. Boy Genius. Rihanna? Question mark.
Maybe. I mean, she's got the Super Bowl.
MGMT. I've heard rumored. Question
Are they
mark?
working on something?
Yes.
I've heard it rumored that they released that whole album or the performance that they did in
from like
2011.
10,
that I think was something that was I don't know exactly what was going on with that, but I've heard it rumored that they're in the stewed.
I just want to say right now, I want to get it out of the way. I want to beat the allegations. Yes, the Lil Yachty album is better than 90% of what I heard last year. Yes, it is.
Oh,
It is.
It is really fucking
It
good.
is.
Wow.
It is awesome. It would have made my list if it came out last year. It's
I need to
so
listen
good.
to it more. The production on it is fucking. It's so
It's
good.
a
It's
great
such like a
fucking
level
album.
up of what I thought Little Yachty could do.
I
To be
know.
honest, it kind of reminds me of whenever like the Travis Scott album came out because I never really gave Travis Scott the time of day, and then like Astroworld came out, and I was like, oh, okay,
Better. It's better than Astroworld. It's so good.
It's crazy.
yeah, it's a great album.
It's really well made.
Couple other movies just to run through here. Leave the World Behind, the Sam Esmail movie. I thought that there was a chance
Yeah.
that you were going to take that, Ernie, just because I know you're
Julia
the biggest
Roberts.
iRobot head
Mhm.
out here. Asteroid City,
Mr. Robot.
iRobot.
I do love iRobot.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you've watched Mr. Robot, but iRobot.
Oh yeah, the Wes Anderson Asteroid
That's
City.
another movie that I'm just kind of bored about hearing.
Tom
Yeah,
Hanks.
It's gonna be great.
It's also like one of those like you could draft it, but like the ceiling, it's like we know it's gonna be an 8. We know.
I can't wait to
It's
give
Wes.
it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 4 stars on Letterboxd now.
Roosevelt could be anything.
2 other movies that are real and are coming out this year. Horror legacy sequels that I am cautiously optimistic about. I don't want to draft them because
The
they could
Exorcist.
be bad. The Exorcist, that I was cautious about, and now I'm even more tepid knowing that's David Gordon Green. After what he did to Halloween, kind of scared of what they're gonna do with like my favorite horror movie ever. And then Evil Dead Rise. Just saw the trailer for Evil Dead Rise recently. This looks like a fucking blast. I'm really excited for this one because it looks like they are going full zany horror comedy to like the nth degree, which is what some of the best Evil Dead stuff is. So I'm into that.
We've covered most of what I have. Gen V coming on Amazon.
Oh, the Boys spinoff.
The Boys.
Oh, yeah,
spinoff.
Yeah, it's like a college, like a super college.
Yeah, I have no reason to think it won't be really good.
Yeah.
You know, I stay writing for The Boys. As someone who's not typically into that type
Is
of
The
thing.
Boys supposed to have another season come out this year?
Yes, yeah, that definitely.
That's in the cards. I don't know if like it's a definite thing.
I didn't write down a lot of like season 4s of show. Like I know The
Yeah.
Bear is supposed to come back. Barry is supposed to come back. Like,
Yeah, exactly. The Bear and Barry are both like they're the most like chalky picks you can make.
Yeah,
The
like,
Bear though is
I
Bear
need-
is very notable though because it is right after an explosively good season 1. And they're coming straight back with a season 2.
Yeah,
like
they-
that is a big deal. And it's coming out not late year. It's in the summer.
Yeah, we were
They
getting it.
like immediately as soon as Hulu saw the first they saw the first cut of The Bear. They're like, greenlit season 2.
We're
Let's go.
doing it.
Yeah, so excited
Good
for
call,
that.
man.
The other big TV show that I wanted to draft is Party Down season 3.
There's a
Yeah.
trailer.
It's almost Party Down is like the new Before trilogy in terms of revisitation, but a lot more tragic somehow. I didn't watch. I think I watched the first episode of season 2 and never got around to the rest of it because it was. I mean, 2014 was like, or whenever it dropped was like peak reboot season. But Party Down is one of the best sitcoms ever made, and the cast is one of the best casts ever assembled for a sitcom. And I love it. I'm excited.
I still have never seen Party Down, but maybe in anticipation of season 3 is the time.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
It's season 1 is literally, it's like sort of like season 1/2 of The Office, but with a lot more edge and a lot less soul.
I saw the preview of the new season. I'm just like, damn, seeing all these people in on screen together. I'm just like, damn, like Adam Scott, fucking Jane Lynch. It's fucking crazy. Okay. I have a lot of slop. There's a lot of slop.
There's some like
year.
Ernie core shit that's coming out this year that I'm surprised that you didn't draft, to be honest.
When
you're talking about like the Penguin.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's let me get okay. I have it kind of tiered. Okay, so here's like the stuff that's above slop. This is like the good stuff, right? The Rehearsal season 2. It's announced. We don't know if they've even filmed it yet, but it's announced.
Is that coming? I don't think that's coming this year.
Severance season 2.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Big.
After Party season 2 is supposed to be coming this year. Okay. Yellow Jackets season 2. Ted Lasso. For All Mankind, I'm hoping for a new season. Dave is supposed to come out with a new season. It's slop time. All right. This is all the TV slop that I have written down. Okay. There's supposed to be an alien TV show from Noah Hawley happening. No notice on whether this is real yet or not,
or if that's coming out this year. Have they filmed a shot?
I have no idea. There's a Dune spinoff in the works called Dune
the Benny
Sisterhood.
Gesserits?
Yeah. The Penguin, which you mentioned.
Oh, Mama Benny Gesserit. Oh, Mama. Oh, Mama, I don't want you to be
Mama.
Mama, I don't want you to be Benny Gesserit some more.
The Penguin, which is the Batman spinoff. The team from Westworld jumped ship over to Prime Video.
Cool, I really trust that team.
From the makers of Westworld.
They jumped ship to Prime Video to adapt the video game Fallout.
Man,
they're working on a Fallout adaptation for Prime.
How much money can I bet on that being dog shit? Like, what odds can I get on that? I'm willing to fucking take out a small fortune loan.
This is
to
why
bet
it's
that I have no
category.
faith in this working out at all. Fallout. You like the video game adaptation as a story, right? Well, what if we gave you one that actually has like no story and it's all about exploring around? We're gonna let these creators we're going to give them the keys to the realm. They can just do whatever they want here. That worked out great
The superior
last time.
Nolan brother.
Yeah, of course. What we're all saying, Jonathan.
Netflix is supposed to be putting out their Avatar: The Last Airbender adaptation, which the original creators quit. So that should be fun.
They're finally out of the fucking way, you know?
Yeah.
Those guys, what do they know?
Man, that worked out so great for the Lord of the Rings show.
And Disney Plus is going to have Loki season 2, Secret Invasion, Ahsoka, and The Acolyte.
There's a chance that Loki season 2 could be fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait to check it out, despite really liking Loki season 1, because that's the last Disney slop show that I watched, and I don't want that to be ruined for me. I'm surprised you mentioned Fargo. Fargo's apparently coming back this year.
There is a 5th season of Fargo announced. Is it John Hamm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That should be fun.
That should be fun. I did want to say one thing that does look kind of cool that I've seen announced. I don't know if this is real or if it is for sure coming out this year, but the Mel Brooks film History of the World Part 1 apparently is getting a mini-series sequel,
Part 2.
History of the World Part 2. That has I just had the list in front of me and then it's
a huge
it's
cast.
like it's
sad.
everybody. It's Johnny Knoxville, Taika Waititi, David Strayson, fucking Zazie Beetz, Seth Rogen, Pamela Adlon, like Danny DeVito, Kumail, Jake Johnson. It's I think supposed to be kind of one-off episodes. Like each little episode is its own little short story. Really excited for it. It's a really cool premise to kind of take the Mel Brooks style and just translate that into a series of like varying between 30-minute to
like
hour-long
sketch
short
comedy
films. Yeah.
Are we getting a new I Think You Should Leave this year?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like it's
got to cook a little bit
I think it's
longer.
going to come in 2024 if I had to make a guess.
That'd be great to see it.
I could see
Give
it.
it to me tomorrow, man.
I could definitely see it just dropping.
Yeah.
I could
Announcement, it just comes.
I could see like maybe like a week to a month of run up, and then just like they drop.
Boom, here it is,
and we're happy.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like it's gonna be like an hour total.
Tim, I'll go ahead and reserve my number one spot on my list just for you, buddy. Just for you to come up in there.
A couple movies that have been mentioned: Aquaman 2, Shazam 2.
My favorite
Marvels.
anti-vaxxer.
Creed 3 is right around the corner, directed by Michael B. Jordan. The
see if he's
Taika
good at that.
Waititi long-delayed Next Goal Wins,
A movie that I drafted
like 2 years
2 years ago.
Magic Mike's Last Dance.
I'm excited
around
for
the
that.
corner.
I just watched the Magic Mike films for the first time, and those movies rule. Steven Soderbergh.
New Pixar movie, Elemental.
Looks cool.
Dungeons and Dragons with Chris Pine. Color Purple the musical.
Is Chris Pine the most like generally like thought of as a good actor who is not in anything good ever?
Well, this is directed by the guys who made Game Night. So this might be good.
I was going to say, I watched the trailer and it looked more fun than I was expecting it to be. It probably won't be great because it's a fucking Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Those guys rock. It's the kid from God damn it. It's the
Freaks
kid
and
from,
Geeks.
Yeah, from Freaks and
Yeah.
Geeks.
I like him. I mean,
there's a chance that this
he has a spotty
could be
record.
good. I didn't realize that it was a Dungeons and Dragons trailer whenever I was watching it in the theater, and they just like the thing popped up and I was like, oh, there's life for this after all to not be completely dead.
There's that Super Mario Bros. Movie that looks pretty good. Did you get the screening invite to Cocaine Bear?
Oh, I'm so hyped for Coke. I'm not going to be able to make the screening for it, but I'm so fucking hyped for
Drew,
Cocaine
you want to
Bear.
come see Cocaine Bear with me?
I'm busy that day.
Damn it.
Dude, honestly, Cocaine Bear looks like a blast. I'm in for it.
When is it?
I don't know.
It's on a Wednesday.
It's like on a random.
Yeah, I gotta look it up. No, I'm excited for Cocaine Bear. There's a lot of really good movies coming out this year, guys. Like this is actually the first year since post-COVID, where we kind of got a little bit of that trickling out last year, but this year it's like even some studio execs have kind of leaked out that they were almost like a little bit bitter about the Top Gun Maverick, how it became so big, because they're like, well, we just fucking sat on all of our movies. If we would have released all of our projects in the summer, then they would have also been hits and Top Gun Maverick would be dominating everything. I think some of that is just like bitter billionaire white producer talk for holding movies when they didn't need to be held. But also part of that is that like, if you look at the summer slate this year, like when we're playing the summer box office game this year, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, a lot of
it's
choices.
It's going to be great every week.
Lord and Miller are producing a movie called Strays about stray dogs.
Oh,
that should be fun.
Cool.
Is that what's it called? Megalopolis supposed to come out this year?
No,
Francis Ford Coppola?
No. That is not coming out this year. There's no way. There's a couple other good video games. I always hesitate to put video games on the list because who fucking knows with those things. Starfield is supposed to come out this year.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Fallout,
I fucking built a PC so that I could eventually upgrade it to be able to play Starfield because I don't own an Xbox. Final Fantasy 16 apparently supposed to come out. Final Fantasy 15 fucking rules. And to my indie heads out there, Octopath Traveler 2, a real game. It's called Octopath Traveler. Drew, do you want to check that one out? Drew, what if I told you that it's actually 8 travelers and they each kind of take their own path, but their stories intersect a lot. That's why it's called Octopath, because Octo, if you go to the Latin origins, Octo actually stands for 8, like an octopus.
Because there's 8 of the octopus.
Because there's 8 octopi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll play.
Cool.
Yeah, you got me.
All right. We can wrap it up there. I'll put all our picks over on our Twitter and people can vote to see who drafted the best one. It's definitely going to be Drew because he has Roosevelt.
I know. Good luck.
I kind of just went off. I'm not picking one. I'm picking one for the real heads out here with Michael Mann, a Jonathan Glazer film. I'm going for my boys and the boys who are back.
Yeah.
The real ones who are back now.
I have a good feeling that most of these will be released, especially Roosevelt. If any one movie is going to come out,
honestly,
that'll
here's
be
the thing.
one.
I would sacrifice all of my movies to be able to see Roosevelt tomorrow. If I could just I don't need to watch Across the Spider-Verse or Dead Reckoning. Those movies, I don't care about those. Give me whatever quality Roosevelt's in today, show that to me.
Yeah.
What if you got, you check your email tomorrow and you have a screener invite?
Yeah. I feel like, fuck,
It's a screener invite for August 2029.
Go ahead and log it on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
3 stars.
I'm going to go ahead and put this on my watch list on Letterboxd to eventually log it in.
Does it even have a page
years?
on Letterboxd?
All right. Thank you all for listening and watching. Please rate, review, subscribe, like, and comment, and let us know your thoughts on all our picks, including our thoughts on Knock at the Cabin and The Last of Us. Stay tuned for Hunter's Fantasy Film League winner pick. That's next week. And then we return to Robin Williams to finish what we started.
If you want to do
long ago.
If you want to do your homework at home, watch every Pinocchio film that was ever made, because that's what we're going to discuss. Every single one. I'm going to try and turn into a real podcaster.
Visit WeBoundMike.net to sign up for every episode delivered to your inbox and become a donor. Thank you, beautiful donors, for donating. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.